Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Onetre Rock. You already know what time it is. It's the Onetre Fighter Weekly Pickle, man. We back at it. I'm gonna go on here and let my co-host introduce himself. Let them know where y'all can find him at.
As you guys probably already know, I'm Jordy Fighter, the host of my three podcasts for the disappointment in the Fighting Irish, Celtics, and Eagles. And as crazy of a week as it has been, well, the craziness should end, and we got a good show this week.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yo. And we got two special guests in the house tonight, man. I got my guy Mitch Kofsky and my guy Vick3. I'm gonna go ahead and let them introduce themselves, tell them where y'all can find them at. I'm gonna start with Mitch. You go ahead, bro.
All right. My name's Mitch Kofsky. You can find me on YouTube. I cover the Eagles and Sixers. Sixers got to win against the Pistons. Let's go. I know it's the Pistons. I'm so happy. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Mitch Kofsky. And Twitter, Mitch Kofsky, all that.
Go ahead, Vic.
Hey, what's good, everybody? You know who it is. It's Vick3. See me in the chat. See me on Twitter. Now we here rocking it with the fellas tonight. What's going on, guys?
You already know, man. It's a little mayhem in Philadelphia this week, man. The so-called Minshew mania. I'm already seeing it on Facebook, Twitter, everything else. But we all knew. I mean, we all been Philadelphia Eagles fans for the longest. We all knew what was going to happen. Give me your thoughts on Jalen Hurts. Does he deserve this whole season, or is it Minshew mania time? I'm gonna start with you, Jordy.
So, the thing about Hurts is he deserves a full season. Most quarterbacks in his position would, but he's got to start to clean up those rookie mistakes because when one door closes, another one opens, and that happens with his mistakes constantly. If he's not locking onto Smith or Sanders or Gainwell all the time, he's making inaccurate throws, vice versa. He's just making rookie mistakes that need to start to be cleaned up. I don't expect him to clean up all of them, but some of them really do need fixing because it's starting to limit our offense. And not only that, you can say what you want about the supporting players around him. He's had moments where he doesn't perform and moments where he does perform. And at this point, he needs to get his act together if he wants to continue to play at a high level. Or else next year, he's not probably going to have somebody come in and compete with him. Do I want that to happen? I don't know. But at this point, it's going to be looked at what's best for the team in the near future if we do end up going into another rebuild. And with Howie, you never know what he's going to do.
How about you, Mitch? How you feel about that?
I'm torn. I'm torn right now because, yes, it's technically still his rookie season. Everyone says that. But for me, he's got to get accurate. If he can get accurate and hit his plays and looks for the wide receivers open, I'm game. If he still is not hitting like Watkins, who's wide open, or he's just like not as accurate, I'm up for Minshew if it's like in the last 14 game, week 14 or something. I mean, if it's like that, then I'm good for Minshew.
Go ahead, Vic. How you feel about that, Vic?
Listen, people got to understand, and it's been said time and time again, this is an evaluation season. It wasn't an evaluation game. It wasn't an evaluation half. It wasn't an evaluation quarter. It was an entire season. You know, you got rid of Carson Wentz because you wanted to give this kid a chance. When in actuality, in the back end, he wasn't really the number one guy they want. But, you know, situation came out to be that he is the guy. So if you say you're going to give him a chance, give him a chance. Stop worrying about the fan base because they really don't know what they're talking about. Let's be honest. People are selfish. They want to see wins. They say, oh, they want to see what comes out of Gardner Minshew. Nothing's going to come from Gardner Minshew. Again, he's a backup for a reason. Name me one, just one quarterback that has been traded for a fifth-round pick or worse that has done anything for that team. You won't find one. So you're trying to say Gardner Minshew is going to be the first one. That's what all these people are saying. It's not going to happen. Like, just stop complaining about what's going on. Understand this. This is going to be a shit show this season. We're going to have a bad record. We're going to have low times, more than highs. But the thing you want to see is improvement. If you don't see that by week 17, then guess what? At the end of the season, you make your plans to move on. And at that, you're not really moving on anyway, because even if you bring a guy in here, he still has to compete against Jalen. So again, you're not moving on. You're just giving him a backseat because you're trying to see if someone else can work out. For this season, there is no point to start Gardner Minshew unless Jalen Hurts is injured.
I agree with you, bro. For me, it's like, all right, people keep pointing to the 3 first-round picks, all this kind of stuff like that. But they got to understand this. If you do, and I'm not saying they will, but if you do draft a quarterback in the first round, you got to be prepared for him to go through what Jalen Hurts going through right now. Mm-hmm. Basically, you throwing your season away. You throwing that season away. Because no quarterback in this draft is going to come in here and set it on fire. He's going to have to take his growing pains just like Jalen Hurts is right now. So, for me, I wouldn't mind it. Me? Because we got a lot of guys I feel like we need to move at this point in time. I mean, y'all going to blow it up. Bring in a new quarterback, whatever it is. But don't try to kick it to us in the offseason like we're still trying to win. Like, if we get in that situation, we're not trying to win. That's a dead season. That's a dud. People going to go off, depending on who it is, Willis, any of those guys. They're going to go off because we got a new shiny toy in town. But at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like they should just they gotta rock out. Let Jalen rock out this rest of the season. I mean, even if you don't feel like he played up to y'all standards, bring some new dudes in. I mean, we got all rookies. All rookie coach, quarterback, quarterback coach, defensive coordinator. Only one that's not a rookie for real is Stoutland. So it's like, bro, y'all put them in this situation. How we put them in this situation? Jeffrey Lurie because usually when you bring in a rookie head coach, you surround them with veterans, dudes that already been in this kind of fire already. McVay, Wade Phillips. You get me? It's like, bro, y'all, everybody is new. He has nobody to lean on in there. And I don't feel like they really gave Jalen Hurts a fair shake this year. So at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles going to do what they want, but they got to be prepared for the backlash. Go draft the quarterback. We go 4 and whatever. That's because that's what's going to happen. 2 seasons thrown down the drain. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
But see, the funny thing is, it's like that.
On Nick Sirianni, where at this point in time, where does he need to improve for us to win some more football games? I understand it's going to be a lot of y'all going to say play calling. We got that. That's out there up front. We got that. But where else do y'all feel like he needs to improve as a head coach for him to stay here after this season? Go ahead, Jordy. My fault. Go ahead, Jordy.
All right. So what he needs to improve with a little bit of its personnel. A little of its personnel, just putting certain guys in certain packages, and with the play calling some certain packages that utilize some guys that really don't get utilization because, well, it opens up your offense. And not only that, he's just, I don't know if he's putting players in the right positions. That's something that's really been questioned all year, and it's going to continue to be questioned. And not only that, there's just something that doesn't seem up front, and I think that's the locker room. It may be something else too, but I don't know if he's got the locker room. If Fletcher Cox and Rodney McLeod of all people speak out, that means something. So either he's losing the locker room, he's lost the locker room, or there's some kind of tension there that is causing some friction, and that never ends well. That really has never ended well. So at this point, if he's lost the locker room and he continues to not have it or continues to lose it, I don't know if he stays. So he's got to regain them. How does he do that? That's something only he and the team knows. But at the end of the day, that's going to be a key factor coming down to the end of the season, and something that I think should be looked at a little more.
I agree. Go ahead, Mitch.
Run the ball? Is that an option?
Yeah.
I mean, it says for itself. We got to run the ball. And Detroit, I had a live stream with a couple of the Detroit Lions content creators, and they're like, they can't stop the run. So it's like, are we actually going to take advantage of that, or are we not? And their cornerbacks, can they cover Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins if Jalen Hurts is actually throwing the ball to the right person? But for me, just got to run the ball and stop with the screens. That's it.
Go ahead, Vic.
For Nick Sirianni, I think it's a lot of things, especially with him being a first-time coach. First is, just situation. When he's in that situational play calling and, management. And what I mean by playing management is, like last week, we had an example where there was a penalty called on holding. It's third down. He made the right call at the beginning where he took the down, didn't want the yards, but then second-guessed himself and then took the yards. That ended up giving the team another possession, another chance where they ended up getting the first down. Now, a seasoned head coach already known you take the downs because they're already punting the ball, no matter what the yardage was. I think there was like 2 yards or a yard. It didn't matter. They were going to punt the ball away. You won that battle. You gave your team, your defense, a 3 and out. That's a win for them, but you took that win away from them. Those are things that, you need to clean up. Again, you need to start putting your players in better position. We all mentioned it before about running the ball. But it's not only that. It's when you're calling plays, you got to get to the right guys. I understand that, Jalen might have an affinity with, Devontae Smith, but you still got to call those plays for Quez. You still got to call that play for Dallas, and you still got to call that play for Jalen Reagor. But you're not doing that. You're trying to stay with what he's comfortable with. Sometimes, yeah, you want to make sure that your quarterback is comfortable, but at the same time, you want him to go outside the box a little bit because you want him to learn more. You don't want him to stay in that same box because what are you going to do with him at the end of the season? He's only going to know the same things and he's going to do the same thing. There's going to be no growth. And I think that's what Nick Sirianni does. It's not only Jalen because, yeah, his play is poor, but Sirianni himself is confining Jalen Hurts. We're saying that he's trying to tailor his offense to Jalen, but he really isn't because he's doing him a disservice by not running the ball. A. B, he's doing him another disservice by not spreading the ball around. Again, you're making Jalen one-dimensional. You're giving him one read and then run. Everyone sees it. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. With your defensive coaching staff, you got to get on them more. You don't watch any of, you don't watch any of the defensive plays. You're not watching film on defense. That's outrageous. You're the guy who, at the end of the day, is in control of everything. You're responsible for everything, whether it's the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, the special teams. You are that number one guy. I think when he came in here, he had an expectation. He had a game plan, but it didn't go his way, and he doesn't know how to make any adjustments. Even on the field, when we're talking about, second half adjustments, he really doesn't do that. We're playing catch up a lot of times, but that's because, we're having better third quarters and fourth quarters because we're playing catch up a lot, and we're able to do that because I really think the defense on the other end is just lax because they already got the lead. They don't need to put all effort. They know that all they got to do is keep them at bay. Those defenses bend but break, but our defense keeps on bending and breaking left and right. So I do see that, Gannon that should be taking responsibility, but you can see against the Raiders in the beginning of the game. He's trying. You can see development on Gannon's, and even people won't want to admit that because all they're going to, continue regurgitate what everyone else is saying. Oh, Gannon's the problem. His defense is poor. But this defense, you got to think about it. One of the reasons why they're so bad is because they're constantly on the field. If your offense is constantly going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, how do you expect your defense to hold up all game? I don't know what defense could. So, yeah, Gannon gets some of the blame. I understand it, but it's not all of it because Sirianni is putting more pressure on the defense than he needs to. So he needs to clean all that up, and he needs to figure out how to build a relationship with these players because he's like we all mentioned, he's already losing the locker room. I think a lot of players saw when he came in, like he had that plan, he had that bravado, but it didn't match up with the product on the field, just like our quarterback. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are in parallel, situations. In the offseason, they showed us a lot. They got us excited. They made us think that they were the guy for the team. But when you see the production, it doesn't speak to what happened in the offseason. It doesn't translate. So if he can clean that up and he can get that going, then he can be a great coach. But if not, we're going to be in the same position next year, and he's really going to be on the hot seat.
You hit it right on the nose, bro. That's the biggest thing right there. If your players don't trust you no more, that's a dunion right there. That's a dunion because they're not gonna buy nothing you sell it. You can't bring this kind of garbage to these grown men that's making millions of dollars to do their job. You're not helping them out at all. And then you sit here in their face and tell them, oh, the scheme works. We've seen for 8 weeks now that this scheme doesn't work. I don't know what they were doing in the offseason or why they thought it was good, but at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni is turning into Chip Kelly to me. This is my scheme. This is what we're gonna run. If you can't run it, that's on you. That's basically how this offense is right now. Jalen Hurts has been doing horrible in the first half of games. Picked it up a little bit in the second half, mainly because teams are playing prevent defenses. They're sitting back, cover threes. The Oakland Raiders played 85% cover three on us, and we could not move the football on these dudes. You seen cover three your whole life. Pop Warner, high school, college, and the NFL. Bro, if you can't scheme a play up to beat a regular cover three, you shouldn't be a NFL football coach, head coach, play caller, offensive coordinator, nothing. It's not easy to beat it because if you got the dogs on the defense, it's going to be hard. But it's plays you can scheme up to beat that defense. First of all, if you don't got dog linebackers in the cover three, you get murdered all day. You get murdered all day because they got to run sideline to sideline. They got to cover this area, and your cornerbacks are basically safeties. So, I mean, it's like, bro, if I can see this from the sideline and you watching film every day, that's just like me, Vic, Mitch, Jordy sitting down watching film. We got a game coming up. The past 3-4 weeks, they've been running basic cover three on us, murdering us with it. We're gonna sit down, chop up a game plan that's gonna beat that. It's not easy, but if you get paid to do this, it's easy. It's like I swear to God, bro, it's like I'm watching this unfold. They never blitz. Teams never blitz us. They sit back. They know Jalen Hurts one read and run, and 9 times out of 10 he's running to his right. Defensive coordinators get paid millions of dollars to do their job. You got a linebacker, safety, anybody that can mirror Jalen Hurts, you sticking them over there all day. 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out. Bro, I agree with you. There's nothing the defense can do. They're on the field all game. All game up until in the second half. So it's like, bro, at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni got to check his ego at the door. It's like, bro, you got an offensive coordinator. Use him. Got a quarterback coach. Use him. He knows Jalen Hurts' strengths. Build plays to his strengths. And also Jalen Hurts like y'all said, he got to start being more accurate, bro. I know the play calling is not helping him out, but I've seen people running wide open, and the dude is just, if Devontae Smith not open, he's not hitting nobody else. He's running. Or he's cutting the field off in half. I'm like, bro, stand back there in the pocket a little bit longer. You're going to get hit. It's the NFL. You're going to get hit. Stand back there, take the hit, deliver the throw. It's that easy. It's that easy. So yeah, I agree with what everybody said. But at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni got to check his ego at the door. He got to. This bull crap he running right now is not working. It's not going to help us. We're not going to win another single game with this crap he running. So yeah. All right, since we already got into the Gannett thing, man, let's hop into the good stuff. We about to go through this weekly pick'em, and it's Thursday right now, so the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers are playing like as we speak right now. The game is 17-7 Green Bay. That's the score, right? Or
I had
Arizona
score,
score?
but I messed up.
It's 17-14.
17-14. All right. Headed was the fourth quarter now. Who y'all got winning this game right now? I'm gonna start with Jordy, and we gonna just go around. Who y'all got winning and why? Green Bay Packers at Arizona.
I'm gonna take Arizona because, I mean, yes, they're missing J.J. Watt, but they've still got a strong defense, and On the offensive side, they're throwing to guys like D-Hop, who at one point his nagging hamstring injury was bothering him, but he's back, thankfully.
He left the team, I thought.
He left, but he was ruled questionable, and then he came back. He's on the field now. But
he's back on. Oh, okay.
A little shot of Demerol don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Just keep it pushing.
But Green Bay, they don't have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He's still on IR. Lazard's not playing. Devontae's not playing. Randall Cobb's now going to turn into a target, the only target, and I think he has so far. I don't know off the top of my head. But
Randall Cobb got a touchdown.
I told y'all last night he was that fantasy pickup.
Yeah. Scantling balling too. I mean, what's the guy name? Equinemius St. Brown. He balling too.
You got to give the Packers credit because I thought they were going to get blown out this game with all those receivers gone.
Their defense look good right now. They shutting Arizona down for the most part.
Go ahead,
I
don't think anybody expected A.J. Dillon to go off with 14 carries for 72 yards. It's one good game, but I didn't expect him to come out like that.
That's another guy I mentioned yesterday. They had to run the ball with all those receivers out. They need to keep them fresh. You can't focus with Aaron Jones for this game because all you're going to do is harm him. You're just risking him out there for injury if you're just running him all day.
Yeah, and Tanyan just got injured.
Oh, that's a big.
Tanyan has the most receptions for them with 3.
Wait, say that again?
Tanyan has the most receptions of any receiver, tight end, or running back, or receiver or tight end with 3. The only guy who's got more is Aaron Jones with 5.
Wow.
Tanyan's a beast. I like him.
But again, look at right here. This is a perfect example. When all else fails, what do you revert to? The run game. Are the Packers not in this game? Are the Packers not pretty much half their offense down? Like it's not hard. Good coaches know when things go to shit, revert back to the run. Yeah, if the lead's far gone, of course you can't do anything with the run game. But again, if you're still in it or you starting off the game and you have a deficiency, run the ball. Be the aggressor. Don't be the one getting shoved around. I don't understand that thinking from him. That's another thing Nick Sirianni has to change. You got to understand what you're doing right now is not working. It really isn't.
I agree. Go ahead, Mitch. Who you got winning this game and why?
I have the Cardinals, and I just think that's the addition of Zach Ertz. I mean, he just had like a beautiful play before they scored their touchdown by James Conner. I mean, the tight end is what they needed. They got it thanks to us. But yeah, I got the Cardinals, and Green Bay is just banged up at this point.
Go ahead, Vic.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals for one reason only. Kyler Murray, the kid's a beast. You know what I mean, like you see him when he's mic'd up, and you hear the conversations he's having. Last week when he threw that interception, he's so frustrated with himself. Everyone on the sidelines trying to tell him, you got 30 seconds to get this out of your head. You're back into the game, and sure enough, back into the game, scores it. That was the throw to Dallas Goedert, to Zach Ertz. You know what I mean? Like I like the way the kids play. I like his mentality. Like that's another quarterback that when he first came in the league, a lot of people said he had a lot of talent, and he struggled a lot. He was that one read guy and run. He relied on his legs. Sounds like a lot like a quarterback we have in Philadelphia. But again, they gave the coach time. The coach, improved on the things that he needed to do. They worked on that. And look at where they're at today. Arizona could be an example of what we could be if things go our way. If not, yeah, we're going to be looking for a while for a coach and for a quarterback.
I agree. I'm taking Green Bay in this game, though. I'm taking Green Bay, man. I can't never count Aaron Rodgers out. Dude has literally nobody out there right now. He's going toe to toe with one of the best teams in the NFL, bro. Dude is he on a different level. Like he on a different level. And I feel like the Green Bay defense is matching the intensity of the Arizona Cardinals offense. They really haven't done too much. Kyler Murray picked. I think he's been sacked like 3 times already. They really not letting him get outside the pocket and use his legs. So, I mean, they put together a great game plan for this week. So I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'm going to go Green Bay I'm gonna go Green Bay 21, Arizona 17.
See, I mentioned before that if there was a possibility that we can get Aaron Rodgers, I think it would be great. A lot of people turn that down. Watch what's going on tonight. The man has nothing. Just imagine what he would do on our team. Do you think we'd be in the position we were? No. I get it. Everyone's like, he's going to be ridiculously expensive. He's going to get a 3-year deal. You know what I mean? He's not going to break the bank. He's not going for $100 million. You know what I mean?
Not
so
at this
everyone
point in his career, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When people like mention Aaron, oh, he's gonna cost, you don't know what you're talking about. You honestly don't. Because if you're saying that, you're out your gourd. He's probably going to cost what, 50? You're going to get 20 mil, maybe 18 in that range. All right, but that's what a quarterback goes for. Stop complaining. If you want production on the field, you're gonna have to pay for it. You can't get Aaron Rodgers production for cheap. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Really quick, I just saw something on Twitter. I'm not going to say who tweeted it, but trade got it to the Packers for a future first-round pick.
Eagles champ.
Nope.
Oh, that's something wild. Who said that then?
Philly Jim.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard of him.
So we trade Ertz and Goddard? I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Is he
like
trusting
that.
everything on Tyree Jackson, who hasn't even played a full game?
He's not even healthy.
See, people irritate me with that, bro. It's like so irritating. I mean, we lose a couple games, now y'all want to trade everybody. It's like, come on, bro.
People get so frustrated with the team for no reason. Again, I understand the position this team was in the beginning of the season. You wouldn't be feeling the way you do now. Take a step back. I wonder if people honestly thought like we were gonna take it up into the playoffs and possibly go to the Super Bowl. Like, what did you think was gonna happen this season? Honestly,
exactly.
Did everyone think we were gonna win the division and just go into the playoffs? It was a done deal. We all said it was gonna be tough, even with 10 games.
The Eagles winning 8
retarded,
games,
bro. Go ahead, Jordy. Give me a score prediction.
Honestly, 24-17 Arizona.
What's the score right now? 17-14?
It was 17-14 Green Bay last I checked.
I said 21. I'm tripping. My fault, L.
It's
I said Green Bay at 14. My fault.
Beginning of the fourth quarter, and Tunyon's going to the locker room limping.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, at least he can walk on it.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss.
What's your score?
I got Arizona. Wait, I don't know because Green Bay's in the red zone right now. So I just gotta wait and see.
Like I'm the only one that's gonna get this one right.
Touchdown Green Bay.
No, don't try to retract now. No.
No. I'm trying to win.
You picked Arizona. Now give me the score, Mitch.
28-24.
Right.
They need 2 touchdowns for me.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, I just saw that Papa Shore. Yep.
Yeah, I can't discount Kyler Murray. I'm gonna say they're gonna come out with a quick 35-20. I believe you said the score is now. Is that what that 24?
14-24 Green Bay.
They ain't gonna score no more. It's a wrap. I'm telling you,
Aaron Rodgers really the GOAT, bro.
He is.
He really is
more the GOAT than Tom Brady.
That's why I get me so frustrated. Like, I don't care.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers is a better talent than Tom Brady. Tom Brady is more fortunate.
I can agree with you there.
The thing I like Tom Brady about him is that he can will a team though. You know what I mean? Like players believe in him so much that they're gonna put even more of an effort out there. Because when Tom Brady is in your huddle, you're gonna do everything you can not to embarrass yourself and him. So you know what I mean? Like he has like what do they call like a gravitas to him. That's something that Rodgers kind of has, but not on Brady's level.
Yeah, I
6
agree.
Super Bowl championship rings. You know what I mean? That's a lot of gravitas.
I like watching Aaron Rodgers more than Tom Brady. I hate watching Tom Brady.
Like you said, you're never out of a game with Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna throw you like a 65-yard bomb. Somehow, some scrub who you've never heard before is gonna end up coming up with the ball. So that's why, like a game right now, you never know. They could do that still.
He a dog, bro. I love Aaron Rodgers, man. I wish he do come to Philly. I'm cool.
I like his personality and his sarcasm. You mean like when he's in a press conference and they say a wild question, he's gonna give you that attitude right back. Same energy you're giving him, he's gonna give you right back. And he's a lot smarter.
He know he good, and he let you know he good.
Yeah,
just
man.
like the other week in Chicago, he talking about I own you. I was like, yes. I
That was
like
that
you,
was a G
Aaron
move.
Rodgers.
That was a G move.
You're a dog for that. All right, let's hop into the next game though. Bro, these dudes right here, I'm so proud of the Cincinnati Bengals, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I love these kind of stories, man. Bro, they went from nothing to one of the best teams in the league right now. Top 5 team in the league. Cincinnati Bengals at New York to play the New York Jets. Who you got, Jordy?
I mean, that's like picking between a rabid dog and a teddy bear. I'm taking
Between Michigan and Notre Dame.
Cincy. I mean, Jamar Chase the last couple games has looked like
Randy
I
Moss.
mean, he's looked like a superstar. Yeah, Randy Moss. And
He
how are
looked
you
like
going to stop
Justin Jefferson for real.
Yeah.
I
But
got him in fantasy, baby. Let's go. I still have
the thing about
Jamar Chase.
Cincy is, even though they go a lot through Jamar, they still give Mixon a good amount of touches. They still can spread the ball a little bit, even though Joe Burrow has a paper mache line, and they're getting it done. And their defense can actually stop somebody. Philly, take notes. But at the end of the day, this is an easy pick, and well, let's see if next week's a tougher pick between them and whoever they play.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Is this even a question? Like, is this really a question right now? My friend is a diehard Jets fan, and he's like, Mitch, we may not even win a game another year or for the rest of the year. And I'm like, well, you could still possibly beat us. There's a chance there. But yeah, I got the Bengals. I mean, it's just not even going to be close.
Go ahead, Vic.
Listen, it's gonna be a tough game when you got Joe Flacco out there on the field. You know what I mean? Like Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco? Really Mike's guy? Oh man, no. In all seriousness, no. Yeah, you gotta give it up to the Bengals from where they came from, with their new coach. Again, another new coach who his first year wasn't great. He was expected to, be removed after that. Worked through it, got his quarterback though, and you've seen the difference. Once he got Joe Burrow, he got his guy. He got a field general. I mean, and that team has totally changed. You have all mentioned it. Cincinnati Bengals have a poor offensive line. It's horrible. It's Swiss cheese, but they still get it done. You know why? Because they're focusing on the run and letting that set up the pass. And when it sets up the pass, oh my God, like they're fun to watch. It's crazy to say that the Cincinnati are fun to watch. Like I haven't said this since Carson Palmer, Ocho Cinco, and T.J. Hush. It's been a minute. But when you watch this team now, like they have 3 legit receivers. Like there's no question. Each one can take over a game. They got a decent, like for me, I'm not a Mixon fan, but this year, like he's producing. Every year he's been letting that team down. This year he has not let down at all. You know what I mean? Like he's coming up. This is probably, I think, his best year of his career. And you've seen that defense. That defense comes to play every week. Like they're very underrated. But when they're on the field, in their minds, they got to be the number 1 defense in the league, and that's how they play. They play like they are. They're a very good team. You got to respect, what they've done, especially if you know anything about the Cincinnati Bengals and their situation with their owner and how their team is, and they have no outdoor facility. Like they got a lot going on for them, and for that coach to get the production that he's getting out of them now, you got to applaud him. I see them going into New York and just demolishing.
All I gotta say is, lunch meat. Yo, they gonna go down there. I can't even say this because I done seen people drop 50 on the Jets, and then I done seen the Jets hold the team to 10 points. So it's like this season's a little goofy to me. So, but the Bengals, they got too much, man. Too much offense, bro. It's just like it's picky and poison right now. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Mixon out of the backfield. They got too much. It's too much to handle right now. Cincinnati is a play away from being 6-1, a field goal away, a missed field goal away from being 6-1. Took Green Bay down to the wire when they had all their players. Cincinnati is a good team this year, and like you said, they got a scrappy defense. They don't got no big names on there, but they got a lot of dudes that just want to run around and wreck on people. It's like, bro, that's all you need. You don't need special talent to have a good defense. And that's what I'm saying right now with us. It's like, bro, all dudes got to do is do their job. You do your job. I mean, you don't leave your man on the island. You don't leave the next man on the island. Nobody got to be a superstar. Do your job. When the play comes to you, you make it. That's Cincinnati defense right now. I feel like they go down here and they wreck on the Jets, though. I'm going to go Cincinnati 34, New York 10.
You think they're going to get 10 points?
I think Joe Flacco will run one of those goofy passes where somebody catch that journey and score on some accident stuff. And
I was thinking maybe one bomb. A Corey Glenn bomb.
You got to give him one, man. You got to give him one. Go ahead, Jordy.
I'm going to have to say 45-9. That's the first 40 bomb drop this week, and that is the first one to the quota.
Damn, Jordy. I'm surprised I'm surprised it ain't come a little earlier. You already know you like them big games, big scores. You gotta trademark that jersey and put that on a shirt, bro.
I'm about to.
Hey guys, I actually gotta go. This ran later than I expected. So I'm sorry, we can do this again. I apologize. Someone came up.
No, it's cool.
I apologize. I'll try to get back. And my throat is killing me. I did like 3 live streams today, and I recorded 2 videos.
It's good, bro. I appreciate you for stopping in, though.
Yeah. We'll do it again. And, I'll be better prepared. I apologize again.
No, that's good.
All right. Catch you all.
Go ahead, Vic. What's your score prediction on this game?
I won't go so far as 40, even though I know they got the potential to do it. I think it'll be a good game, maybe something 28-3.
28-3?
Yeah, keep it respectable. I don't think they want to go too hard on them.
Sheesh. I can respect it. All right, the next one. This got potential to be a great game, man. The Tennessee Titans going to Indianapolis to face the Colts. What's your score prediction? I mean, not your score prediction. Who wins this game and why, Jordy?
That's tough because Tennessee still hasn't figured out they have receivers, although they're doing better. And Indianapolis has, well, apparently they've got Carson Wentz playing quarterback again. Because at first I thought it was some homeless guy with red hair, but now they've actually got a quarterback. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to have to take Tennessee because you don't stop Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry stops Derrick Henry. And at the end of the day, if he can do what he did against the Bills and bury a guy or two and make their grave on the turf, I'm calling game right there. It's going to be a good one. It could be close, but again, the only guy who can stop Derrick Henry is himself. And that's not even talking about A.J. Brown or Julio Jones, who actually showed up last week. So it'll be interesting.
Go ahead, Vic.
I'm excited for this game. You mean with Tennessee and their offense, like we said, Derrick Henry, and then you're looking at the Colts defense, and you got Darius Leonard. That's the matchup right there. Everyone's saying, you can't take down Derrick Henry. I'm telling you, Darius Leonard's going to come in there, and he's going to try to be the guy that takes down Derrick Henry.
I love Darius Leonard. I love his attitude and everything.
Yeah, he's a beast, and I feel like, he's that one guy that can. But that's going to be the matchup. It's the Titans' run game against the Colts defense. And I love the Titans defense. I think they're another team that, they've had a lot of injuries. They're playing scrappy. But when you look at Carson Wentz, and not just Carson Wentz alone, because he's playing good. He's a good quarterback. Let's be honest. He's a good field manager. But Jonathan Taylor, like his emergence. That's something that I don't think that Tennessee's going to be able to handle. Then when you have the emergence of Michael Pittman, listen, it might be too much for Tennessee. I don't know. It's going to be a very close game, but I'm going to give it to the Colts. I like that. I like the Colts defense too much. And like I said, I like the Titans defense as well, but they've had too many injuries on their side of the ball to keep up with them. I'm going to give it to the Colts.
I agree. And the Titans have a lot of injury on offense too. A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, you don't know if they're in there out week to week. None of them really had a big game so far. So I mean, hopefully. Well, I ain't gonna say hopefully. I'm not a Colts fan. They might get it together this week. Derrick Henry. That's all you gotta say is Derrick Henry, bro. This dude is an animal. Like he never. You know how dudes been in the league for a few years, they start to slow down. I feel like he's getting better year after year after year. He's just getting better, man. You don't know what he's gonna do. He get out on the edge on the cornerback or safety. That's night. That's night. You gotta come 11 men to the football to stop this dude, bro. He's really like the whole offense. It's like stop Derrick Henry, you win the game. That's how they was losing early in the games. I mean, early in the season. People shutting Derrick Henry down, not shutting him down, but containing him. I mean, and then Ryan Tannehill, if he can't work off the play action, it's a wrap for your day. So, and like you said, I don't feel like the defense. I feel like this is gonna be actually a high-scoring game. It's gonna be a high-scoring game because the Tennessee Titans defense has been. I mean, you don't know who's in, who's out. I mean, they've been playing dudes off the street for real. So. And Jonathan Taylor, like you said, dude is a Swiss Army knife. I didn't know watching him come out of Stanford. No, it wasn't Stanford, was it? It was.
No, I don't think he came out of Stanford. No,
it wasn't Wisconsin. It was Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Watching him come out of Wisconsin, bro. I didn't know. I knew he was a dynamic runner, but I didn't know he could catch that good. He actually catches well out of the backfield, and he's a dude. He's looking for that big play. He's not the kind of dude that's gonna get it and get down. He's trying to go home run. Every play he's trying to go home run. He break a tackle or two, dude off to the races, and he's relatively fast. It's like Jonathan Taylor got into the league, and he's showing me a whole lot of development, man. Because Jonathan, in that Wisconsin offense, it was straight downhill, load everybody up. Try to overpower everybody. But now he's showing power eye. That's all they know. Power eye. Boom. Y'all gotta stop this. Big offensive lineman, big boy football. He came from that. But the way that Frank Reich is deploying him right now, bro, I love it. It's like the dude, he's really like the X factor in the offense. He the X factor in the offense. Screen passes, one-on-one with linebackers in the passing game, and then he could just drop it on you whenever. Boom, drop it on you. So it's gonna be a battle of the backs this week. I don't feel like Carson Wentz gonna throw for a whole lot of yards this week. I feel like they're gonna put the ball in Jonathan Taylor's hands as much as they can. I mean, if they go down by a little significant amount of points, then we're gonna see Carson Wentz come out and really try to take control of the game. But I feel like this game is going. It's going to be a good game, bro. I really believe it's just going to be a good game. I'm gonna go Indianapolis. Indianapolis 28, Tennessee 24.
I'm gonna have to go Tennessee 31, Indy 20.
Oof. I'm not going to keep it that close. I'm going to give Tennessee 17. I'm going to give the Colts 35.
Oh, curveball.
Yep, because it's going to be a battle of the defense, and I don't think Tennessee can keep up. Because when you look at the Colts, they're more versatile with their passing and they're running. Tennessee, their main focus is the running. Again, we all mentioned it. We don't know what's going to come about with Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. Right. And Tannehill, he's been shaky this year. You can't really trust him.
He's definitely been shaky. I think dudes are starting to get on the Tannehill. It's like, I mean, the game plan is simple. Coming into the defense, it's easy to say, but it's harder to execute. But the game plan really simple. Try to slow Derrick Henry down. Don't keep him in short. Try not to let him get in too many short yardage situations because now it's pick your poison. Tannehill could beat you off the play action or anything like that. Try to keep him in long distances where Tannehill not comfortable. That's all you really got to do. And
Tennessee plays football.
I feel like the Colts have the defensive front and the linebacker play to contain Derrick Henry. So, I mean, yeah.
Tennessee plays their game like a boxer would. Yeah, I mean, you don't give that jab and constantly work that jab. But then when he ain't expecting it, you don't catch him with a hook, and that's what they do with their passing game. You know what I mean? They give you a quick hook. They'll give you a shot to the slot receiver. I forgot his name. I want to say it's Hodges, but I'm probably wrong. But then they'll try to give you a quick bomb to AJ. But again, everything starts off with Derrick Henry. If you let Derrick Henry run all day and they can't do nothing with passing the ball, hey, I think they'll be fine with that. Let him run because as long as he ain't scoring, they're fine.
Facts, I agree. Move on to the next game. The LA Rams go down to Houston, down to Texas. To beat those Houston Texans. Who you got, Jordy?
I'm going to have to say LA because they've struggled a little bit recently, and the Texans have been on the up recently, but I think this is the game that kind of snaps them, both teams, back to where they've been. And it's going to be another big game for Cooper Kupp because that's what he does. He's the savior of fantasy teams everywhere.
I got him
like
on my
mine.
fantasy team, bro. He a dog.
I got him.
This year.
I got him in one league, and he barely won me a game by a half a point. So he's saving fantasy teams, and he's also helping carry that LA Rams squad. Although they've got some good receivers, they've got even though Cam Akers is out, they've got Henderson, who's been kind of quiet recently, but I get why. And Higbee has been okay. He's someone I didn't expect to be playing at the level he is. But at the end of the day, between both sides of the ball for the Rams, Houston doesn't have enough. They don't have enough to compete with the defense or the offense or stop it, and they don't have enough to overpower the defense. And when it comes down to it, you can't. There's nobody to stop Aaron Donald. There really isn't. And especially if he gets lined up against center Nick Martin. As much as I hate to say it, Nick Martin's not going to be the guy to stop Aaron Donald, and that hurts me to say that, but he won't. And the rest of that O-line isn't going to either. So Aaron Donald's going to have a field day getting to Davis Mills or Tyrod Taylor or whoever is playing quarterback. At this point, I think they'd be better off trying to pull some guy from the street and hope he does well because they've got nobody. They have grocery store workers sitting behind what's his name? The receiver.
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon
Cooks. Yeah, they've got nobody behind him, really, and they're running the ball with David Johnson. So there's nothing there.
Go ahead, Vic.
You know how when you're watching college football and it seems like Alabama, you see the schedule and the second game of the season, they're playing Florida International A&M from Tuskegee. You know what I'm saying? Like some wild team. That's what this is. This is that warm-up game. You know what I mean? Like that's all it's gonna be, whether, like we said, no matter who the quarterback is. I think Tyrod Taylor gives them more of a competitive edge. But again, they're not gonna go so far. Brandon Cooks might get 100 yards if Tyrod Taylor starts. That'll be the only thing. That's the only upside from that game that I see. It's going to be light work from the Rams. That defense is going to come in and just demolish them on every level. Jalen Ramsey, he's not going to let anything get past him. So it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be bad.
I don't know, man. LA struggled with Detroit last week.
That's Matt Ryan. I don't think he wanted to show up his team. I think he was, you know what I mean? You seen it. He was trying to give him a little out, like, I know it's tough, fellas. Like, I got you. I won't hurt you like that.
They had me sweating. I'm like, damn, I'm about to, y'all making Detroit look like a team. We got to play these dudes next week. Oh, my God. But I agree. The Texans are far from, well, they have a win on their record, but I feel like Detroit is a better team than the Houston Texans. So, I mean, I ain't going to really get too in-depth about this. I don't feel like Houston got nothing going right now. So, this is going to be a blowout. I'm going to go L.A. 41, Houston. And I only say 41 because they're going to take their foot off the gas in like the third, fourth quarter. So, I'm going to go L.A. 41, Houston 9.
I'm going to have to go with LA 41, Houston 17.
17? I like it.
With that defense, they're going to pitch a shutout. I got 24-0.
I like it.
Ooh. I like it. All right, next game. This is going to be a good one too, bro. There's a lot of good games this week. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns and Cleveland. Who you got, Jody?
That's easy. I'm taking Cleveland. Pittsburgh is going to be exposed for the one-dimensional offense it is. Big Ben, this is about the time where his elbow goes bye-bye and never comes back. And Chase Claypool hasn't had a big outing. They're not really spreading the ball around. Juju Smith-Schuster is being Juju Smith-Schuster and just disappearing when he's not hurt. This whole team is dysfunctional right now, and I don't think they get very far this year. And they're throwing to barely. You've got Chase Claypool and James Washington. Congratulations. And Freiermuth from Penn State, the rookie tight end. That's it. Harris is doing good this year, but he's not the number one option there. It's very one-dimensional offense most of the time. They're either going to Harris or they're not. It's that simple. And when they're not, they're trying to spread the ball around with short passes, but look how well that ends every week. They're not a great team. Cleveland, I don't know if Baker's going to play this week. I'm hearing conflicting stuff. I'm hearing he is. I'm hearing he isn't. I'm hearing he's trying to. I really don't care. No matter who's in, him or Case, either one's going to perform pretty good. Jarvis Landry's back. He should be mostly good. Same thing with Odell Beckham, although he's fallen off a cliff since New York. Couldn't have done that before. And then Njoku's doing okay. They got another guy or two that have started to come out. Who is it? I picked him up in fantasy too. He's got two last names.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Okay, yes, that's who it is. He's had an okay outing, and then Johnson, the fill-in running.
You know where he's from, Jordy?
Where is he from?
Michigan. He played for Michigan. He was a dog.
I forgot about that. I can't say anything good about him now, but
that's why I said it, because I knew he was going to retract that statement.
Yeah, I'm retracting it, but they've also got Johnson out of the backfield, who the kid was a UDFA, played in the AAF. He came out of nowhere and is just he lit up dudes. Now I'm hearing Hunt could potentially either it was Hunt or Chubb, I don't know who, could potentially be back. At this point, if I were Browns fans, I'd be like, no, stay on the sideline. Wait till you're fully healthy. We're good here. We got it covered, because he does. And I'd like to see him get a chance, because if he stays that number 3 back and they don't give him any chances, teams are going to be on the phone for that kid. And I can't wait to see what he can do potentially either with the Browns or somebody else. But they've also got a very young defense that is doing very well. Reminds me of what the Bills were a couple of years ago. And Newsom's not doing what I expected, but Owusu-Koramoah is doing more than I expected.
Cooking. He cooking, bro.
I don't know if he's still their leading tackler, but he was at some point, and the kid's going off, and I can't wait to see what he can do. And not only that, it's that whole defense that's just been cooking. So we'll see what they can do this week. And, get ready. Get your popcorn ready, because either this is going to be a complete blowout or a close game. And I'm hoping it's a blowout.
Go ahead, Vic.
For me, it's kind of sad because, I've watched Ben Roethlisberger since he was at, University of Ohio. I used to love on ESPN. A lot of people don't even remember. Thursday night was Mac football night on ESPN. So you had either the pleasure of watching Byron Leftwich or Ben Roethlisberger every Thursday night.
Yeah. Remember the Marshall days, bro? Oh, my
Dude, you remember when Byron Leftwich broke his ankle and he had to be carried by his lineman onto the play and he ended up winning
to
that
the line
game?
of scrimmage, up. Hey,
Dude,
damn, Vic, you bringing back memories, bro.
Those are great memories. And when you see Roethlisberger came in, when he came in as a rookie, he came in on an experienced Pittsburgh team. And he was the quarterback, didn't have to do much, and they won that first Super Bowl. And a lot of people say, he didn't really deserve it. He didn't do much. The kid went out, and he earned that second Super Bowl when he beat Arizona. He took it down himself. And then now we're at a position where we're talking about – it was good, Miss Bergang. Thank you for coming through. But now we're in a position where we're looking at picking the Cleveland Browns with Case Keenum as their starter over a Pittsburgh – like a Ben Roethlisberger Pittsburgh Steelers team. This is the end. This is like the end of an era right now. It's sad. It's sad to make the pick. Like, I feel bad. I'm not a Steelers fan at all. Like, I like Ben Roethlisberger again. I'm a fan of football and a fan of players. I've seen that kid since he was in college. So,
Yeah.
like, I followed his career closely. He's a very good player, and it's sad to see why he's out there right now. Like, he doesn't have much to give. I understand he's only out there because of that would put Pittsburgh in an even worse position. Like, you gotta commend him for what he's doing. He's literally putting that team on his back, and he doesn't have any strength to do it, but he's still doing his damnedest. But Cleveland, yeah, their run game, it's a monster. They
Man,
put
who back
together
there?
a rushing attack. That's what I'm saying. Like, their GM, Andrew Berry. Kudos to you, man. He was the guy behind Howe, and we let him go. But he put together a squad. You got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, DeForest, Johnson, and I forgot the young man, the other guy's name. That he's basically their backup Kareem Hunt. Like, they have a great running team, like great running back room,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all going to be showcased tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to get their time. Yes, Nick Chubb will be playing. He will be starting the game. I don't think DeForest Johnson will get that much playing time, but he is going to get his looks. And again, I don't know why I keep on forgetting the young guy that is the other running back, but I think he's going to get more time because he is that passing attack in the backfield.
Right.
Even with Case Keenum, though, I see that Cleveland's going to come in here and just dominate. We mentioned Najee Harris. People are saying he's having a good season, but is he really? When you look at his rushing yards, is he really having a good season? I think he's just the best player in a horrible team.
They
That's
just
basically what
utilizing
Najee
him
Harris
the
is.
most.
Yeah, exactly. And they have to. Like, he's their workhorse. He's kind of producing, but he's not anything on par with what they had last season. And again, I don't know why I'm blanking out on their name right now. He's with Arizona now.
James Conner.
Yeah, James Conner. Like, James Conner was a better running back. He fit that team better. I think they made a decision that they're regretting right now. Even with Harris on the team, they're regretting that decision. I don't know what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they used to be amazing at the draft, whether it be offense or even wide receivers. They had a string where they were just being blessed with picking fifth, sixth round receivers. Antonio Brown, like, they found
Yeah,
him
man,
out
they
of
was
nowhere.
running them in every year. Mike
Yeah, like
Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, what's his name? Martavis Bryant, Antonio
yeah,
Brown, Antoine.
like, this scouting
Who
department
else
was
they had?
doing work.
What's the one from Ohio State name? The one that caught the pass in that Super Bowl?
Oh, you're talking about Holmes, Antonio Holmes.
Yeah, San Antonio. Yo, they was running them dudes in, bro.
Yeah, like they were known for, it was linebacker you, but guess what? Pittsburgh became that wide receiver destination. Like, you wanted to hear what the scouts were talking about when they're talking about wide receivers because they're picking gems, each year.
Year after year.
But the past 3 seasons, I don't know what's happened in Pittsburgh. The drafts haven't been up to par, and we've seen, the production on the field. Claypool last year had a pretty decent season for a rookie, but he's had an awesome sophomore slump. You got who's their main guy right now? What is it? Washington, DeAndre Washington,
Yeah.
or Deontay Washington? He's
Uh-huh.
their deep threat, but Roethlisberger can't even get him the ball that far. So they're reliant on the run game. They don't even really use their tight ends. Like, Pittsburgh is not the team that it used to be right now. And you don't want to say this, but a lot of that got to go on the coach. I understand he doesn't have the ultimate control over the 53-man roster, but again, he's the guy that's in charge of coaching them up, and he's not doing a great job. This is the first time I would say that Mike Tomlin had a bad year. So yeah, I think Cleveland's going to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I feel like Cleveland's going to come in and they're going to dominate, and it's going to be very sad.
To me, I feel like they hung on to Ben Roethlisberger 2 years too long. You got to bring a new quarterback in. It's not even just me watching him. It's just like Ben Roethlisberger can't make the throws anymore. He can't move anymore. He's not mobile. It's bad when your rookie running back is catching double-digit passes every week. I mean, it's all the offense is all dump offs and stuff like that. He can't get the ball down the field anymore. I blame the GM and all that. Y'all should have had a quarterback in there behind Ben Roethlisberger. I don't care how he felt about it. Because y'all know this time was coming. They have a solid defense. They got a solid offense. They have a good rookie running back. They have good wide receivers. The only thing they're missing right now is a quarterback to get the football to them. And the way that they scheme in the offense right now is just everything is just right there at the line of scrimmage because Ben can't throw the football no more. So I agree with y'all. I think Cleveland come in there and they lay the smack. I mean, Cleveland laid the smack down on Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh really is not generating no kind of offense. It's like you said, Vic, it's sad to see. It's sad to see because I remember those Pittsburgh, early Ben Roethlisberger days when he first came into the league. Dude was like damn near unstoppable. He had horrible feet mechanics and all that. He still couldn't be stopped. So, I mean, Pittsburgh, they got to get a quarterback in there, bro. They're going to keep having seasons like this. You can't keep playing this back and forth game with Ben Roethlisberger. Let that dude retire or go somewhere else. We got to start off fresh. We got a good young core. Like you said, Chase Claypool went off last year. Washington went off last year. What's the other one name? Johnson. He went off. I don't know what's going on with Juju, man. It's like,
isn't he out for the season?
Going on with Juju, bro. He just fell off the cliff once AB left. But
I thought Juju was out. Did he get injured and he's out for the season?
He might be. I'm not sure.
I thought he had an issue with his shoulder and something like that, shoulder or arm, and he's out for the season.
I'm gonna look that up.
At least I thought. I could be wrong, but I swore he was done.
He might be. Yeah, he might be. But still, they shouldn't be looking this horrible on offense. So I feel like their defense is good, man. I feel like they're gonna keep the defense gonna keep this game close. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go Cleveland 27, Pittsburgh 20.
I'm going to have to go Cleveland 38, Pittsburgh 17.
Sheesh. You got running it up on them like that?
Yeah.
Let me think. You know what? I don't think it's going to be the score's going to be as big as we all think. Because at the end of the day, it is Case Keenum behind center. He gets a glimpse. He gets flashes. Like I said, Case Keenum is another guy where I say he's a 3-win guy. You get 3 good games out of him, and that's it. But I don't know. I think Pittsburgh's gonna rely on their defense a lot, and they're gonna come to play. I'm gonna say 24-17.
Cleveland.
It's gonna be Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland's gonna win, but I think Pittsburgh's gonna keep it close. It won't be Ben Roethlisberger. He won't put on a show. I think it's that defense is gonna come to play.
All right, so I'm gonna skip past this game because I'm gonna save that game for last. Next game, San Francisco and Chicago. Who you got, Dirty?
That's tough, but
Tough, right?
yeah, I'm gonna take San Francisco. Chicago hasn't been that great. I don't know if Montgomery's still down, but they haven't really been moving the ball. They haven't gone to Cole Kmet, their number 1 tight end. Allen Robinson still is nowhere to be seen. We've continued to put out missing posters, but nobody has given us any information again for like the 4th straight week. And at this point, there's nothing there on their offense. Their defense is okay, but when you fail Justin Fields constantly, you're not going to win games. That's your rookie quarterback. You've got to go out on you got to help him. You can't just be like, here's nobody. Have fun. You can play with the grocery store workers from down the street.
Right.
San Francisco, are they on a down slope? Yeah, sure. They're not. They're having a down season from last year, but they're still a good team. You've got guys like Kittle. You've got guys like Garoppolo. Who else? There's somebody I'm missing.
Debo Samuels.
Debo.
You got
Brandon. Hey, and look at Mitchell. What is it? Elijah Mitchell, the running back. He's good.
Mitchell been balling.
Don't forget about Moore. Moore's having a good rookie season. Yeah, so that offense. Actually, no, I'm thinking of the wrong team, but that offense is okay most of the time. They have their good games. They have their bad games. And the same can be said about their defense. So at the end of the day, this probably would be a low-scoring game, but it's easily not going to be the Bears game because, when you have nobody to throw to besides one guy who you don't give the ball, you're going to lose.
Facts. Go ahead, Vic.
Who coaches the Bears?
Matt Nagy.
Yeah. So I got the Niners.
Who's going to be out of a job after this year? Matt Nagy.
I got the Niners. But this is the one thing that if I was a Bears fan, I'd be pissed right now. Because you have a talented running back in David Montgomery. You have a talented running back in Khalil Herbert. Honestly, I think Herbert's better than Montgomery. But we'll save that for another conversation. You have talented receivers. Come on, man. Like, that team is set up. Their defense, the Chicago Bears defense, can be number one defense in the league if their offense would just stop with the 3 and outs. If they didn't have that coach. Again, they have a very talented team. Another team that's in the same position. Very talented team. But their coach is constantly going to lose games for them. You mean you have a young quarterback in Justin Fields that right now you're doing a disservice to him by keeping that coach. You're going to hinder his development with having Nagy around. Like, that offensive line is horrible. It's been horrible. Yeah, you can blame the GM, but at some point you're going to have to put some blame on the coach too, because he's another guy that doesn't put his players in the right position. Can't say the same on the other side with San Francisco. From top to bottom, their organization is run thoroughly. You got John Lynch taking care of everything. He's making sure that he's getting Kyle Shanahan the players that Kyle wants. It isn't, John Lynch isn't a guy who thinks that he's going to get his players and, the coach does what he does. No. Lynch and Shanahan, both in unison, conversate on what players they want. They make a decision together, and that's where, you've seen it. San Francisco really doesn't have any big names. Yeah, we all say Ayuk. We say Samuels. You know what I mean? But they're not really big names when you think about it. They came out of Arizona State. I think both of them, if I'm not mistaken. They're not all that big name. It's just the program that they're run and the offense that coach, has and the schemes that they run. That's what gets them their wins. Their defense. Again, they lost Robert Saleh. For the most part, yeah, that defense still comes to play. Again, they had a lot of injuries this year. But D'Amico Ryans, got to give him credit. He's getting that defense ready every week. He's a big surprise too. He came out with the Eagles and with the Texans, and, he progressed. And he got the DC job up in San Francisco. And he's doing a great job.
I agree.
So I think that just because of how the teams are run, when you look at the 49ers and how they're run, there's no issue over there. If you look at the Bears, you see the shambles that they're in. You have no choice but to pick the 49ers coming out this game. And yes, I understand any given Sunday, any team can win. But when the team is constantly unprepared, I don't think you should expect the Chicago Bears to come out ready to play on Sunday. At least not to where they need to be to win a game.
I agree. Yeah, for me, the only way I see the Bears winning this game is if the San Francisco 49ers, like Khalil Mack had one of them Oakland Raider games, where he get like 5 sacks, he catch a pick 6, all that kind of stuff. Because other than that, they offense cannot generate nothing. I don't know what's going on with Allen Robinson, but it don't look like his head into the game right now. I don't think he wants to be there anymore. That's all I can really say, because the Chicago Bears offense looks so horrible right now. It looked worse than our offense. And they have better, well, I ain't gonna say better players, but they have polished dudes that have been in the league for a while now. David Montgomery, Allen Robinson. I like Cole Kmet. But I don't feel like Nagy is using these dudes to their best ability. And he's putting Justin Fields in bad situations. So Justin Fields is like a turnover machine right now. I know he's a rookie, but he's averaging like 3 turnovers a game. So I'm going to go San Fran in this one. I'm going to go San Fran 34, Chicago 17.
I'm going to go San Fran 24, Chicago 6.
I'll go San Fran 28, Chicago 10.
So we all got San Fran. I like it. All right. I don't know about this game right here. This might be a good one, but it might not. The Carolina Panthers travel to Atlanta to face the Atlanta Falcons. Who you got, Jordy?
That's easy. I'm going to take Atlanta because as of late, they've had some decent games. Gage had a good game last week. Pitts has been okay. And Matt Ryan hasn't looked like a complete dumpster fire. And their defense has been okay, which I can't say the same thing for Sam Darnold. He should have been Defensive Player of the Week like 3 weeks already this year by throwing, 3 picks, 4 picks, and 4 picks?
Mm-hmm.
And if he has one of those games, it's over before it begins. If not, okay, it should be a decent game. But when a team hands you all the weapons or a good amount of weapons that you can use, you shouldn't be throwing picks. That is on you, and that is on nobody else, really. So every once in a while, a pick may be on a receiver or somebody else, but usually it's on the quarterback, and most of them have been on Sam Darnold. So at this point, I think everybody's hoping he gets benched. But right now, if Darnold gives you one of his bad games, this is easily going to be a Carolina Panthers loss. If not, all right, it may be a little competitive. But at the end of the day, both sides of the ball on Carolina have a lot of weapons, but Darnold gives them bad field position. Or gives that defense bad field position, gets them out there, gets them tired, and he's very ineffective, inefficient, and inconsistent most of the time. So we'll see with this game, and it's just a matter of who sucks less. And Atlanta at times has shown that they can actually move a ball down the field, which week 1, we didn't think that could happen, but now they can actually do something.
Atlanta actually like a team right now. They putting it together. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, it's like both of you were saying. It's a game between two different teams on two different paths. One team's ascending while the other one's declining. The beginning of the season, Carolina came out 3 straight wins. They were hot, but they also had Christian McCaffrey. That's a lot of things that's something that people aren't mentioning. They also had a good running back to support, Darnold. I think that was one of the reasons why he played so well. Right. Then when they lost McCaffrey, they came out with Hubbard, and Hubbard hasn't, produced. Let's be honest, man. He's I'm not saying he's a bust or anything like that, but he hasn't given the production that they thought that they would get out of him. And that, that in turn, had Darnold play decline. He wasn't getting the same looks because defenses aren't respecting, the run game as well. So I think that's part of it. But Darnold too is making bad decisions. It's just like when he was with the Jets. Once he sees people come around him, he's quick to get the ball out. He doesn't care what's going on because Darnold, he likes to see ghosts, and he's afraid of that. But then when you look at the other side of the ball, you're looking at Atlanta, who is a team that's finally getting what Arthur Smith is trying to teach them. They're comprehending. Kyle Pitts, he's coming into his own now. It took him a while until he got to London. Once they had that London game, it started clicking for Pitts. And that was mostly because Riley's been out all season. He's been a no-show. I don't know what's going on with him on his end. I heard it was something personal, for whatever it is, T's and P's. I hope you get through it, whatever it is. I understand, this is just a game and you got your personal life to deal with. So hopefully you get all that situated, my guy. But yeah, as in football, he has been a no-show. You talked about the emergence of Gage. That's only been the past couple of weeks. So Atlanta has been searching for that number one guy. Right now, it's been Cordell Patterson, which is a surprise to everybody around the league because he was the Swiss Army knife that's now one of the best running backs in the league. He's even better than their starting running back in Mike Smith, who has done absolutely nothing for that team. So, they're getting through it. They're getting through their growing pains. I like Arthur Smith as a coach. He didn't start off, how you wanted to, but I think he's getting this team where it needs to be. Matt Ryan started, his play's picking up too. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to be the quarterback that he wants. Eventually, they're going to have to move on from him. That's another team that's kept that quarterback a year too long, maybe 2 years too long. But when you see the matchup between Atlanta and Carolina, you gotta favor the Falcons, but I think Carolina might sneak a win.
It's crazy because Carolina has so many weapons, bro. I don't understand. Well, I understand it's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold playing like a scrub right now. I mean, he's going through his little rough patches. Sam Darnold has never been on a good team in the NFL. So, I mean, them coming out, busting out 3 straight wins and all that, everybody all praising Sam Darnold. Oh, he's the leading rusher in touchdowns. Dog, he's converting back to his old ways. Even at UFC. I watched a lot of Sam Darnold at UFC. And the dude, I mean, he gives you games where he's just spectacular. And then he gives you games where he's like, man, why they got this dude playing quarterback right now? And it's like it followed him into the NFL. He played horrible last week. He played horrible the week before. Played horrible against us. So it's like, damn, Sam Darnold, you really the piece that's holding this team back. I'm gonna go Atlanta. I like what Atlanta doing right now, bro. They sticking to like a specific game plan. They running the football with Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson. I mean, and they getting the ball in their playmakers' hands. I don't know what's been going on with Ridley either. Ridley hasn't really been doing anything.
Yeah, and if I could just mention one more thing about Sam Darnold, I'm not trying to be an apologist for him, but a lot of things that people aren't talking about, there's an issue going down in Carolina between Matt Rule and Joe Brady. Joe Brady had Rule had to set Joe Brady aside and had a meeting and told him that he needs to do better. And a lot of the issues that's going on in Carolina, it isn't Joe Brady. It's not a decision that Matt Rule's made. So there might be an issue between those two. I don't know if there's some kind of power struggle or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of more problems in Carolina that we know about. And I think Darnold gets a lot of the blame.
You gotta look at it. You gotta look at the history too. You gotta look at the history too. Matt Rule, everywhere he went, it was kind of a power struggle. Like he turned teams around, but he ultimately left because he was having problems with a certain person at that organization. Like when he left Temple, he had Temple playing well, but him and the owner was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So he left Temple and went to Baylor. Turned Baylor around. Same thing happened with that. And he finally came to Carolina. So Matt Rule, it could just be a Matt Rule thing. He's one of those dudes. He demands power, and everybody's not gonna get that to you. So, I mean, we all off topic. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We really.
I had to bring that point up because a lot of people don't talk about that, and I think that's what it is. I think the emergence of Joe Brady threatens Matt Rule, and that's the problem that they're having right now. And it's spilling out into the football field.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna get this one to Atlanta. I'm gonna go Atlanta 28, Carolina 21.
I'm gonna
27. Go, my fault. Go ahead, Jody.
I'm gonna have to go Atlanta 17, Carolina 13. Low scoring.
Jordy, you were so close to what I was about to say. I was gonna say Carolina 17, Atlanta 10.
Woo! I like it. Moving on. Woo! It's one of those games too. This not gonna take too long to discuss this one. The Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins travel to Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills. Who you got winning this one, Jordy?
That's easy. Buffalo's coming off a bye week. They should sweep the floor with Miami. Miami's not that great of a team. They're falling apart at the seams. The inexperience is showing. The young guys aren't really showing up. Tua's been out of the lineup for a while. Came back, played good, but that's great and all. But when you're inexperienced and you have a chemistry issue here and there, that doesn't help. And when it comes down to it, their offense is their lead driving force, and every once in a while they'll have problems with it, and it just kills them. And then you're walking into Buffalo, of all places, to play Buffalo. And it's a death sentence, especially if Dawson Knox plays this week, because the man may be doubtful, but I don't count him out of not coming into this game.
Right.
And at the end of the day, even without him, that's still scary because you've got Tommy Sweeney who's backing him up. I don't know where Hollister lands on that depth chart from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he's landing at 3, and he's more of the veteran guy there just to give pointers for everybody. So, I mean, Sweeney's going to be the guy. He's not going to be a high target guy, but he's going to be the guy at tight end. I have faith in him. I think he can do good. It's a spread the ball offense, 5 receiver, 4 receiver sets. They've been getting Singletary and Moss a little bit more involved. That's nice and all, but the big focus this week is going to be getting the ball to guys like Emmanuel Sanders, who's become his new favorite target, and Cole Beasley, and Stephon Diggs. Those guys, Isaiah McKenzie, those guys are going to be the true factor during this week. And Xavier Howard can't stop all of them at once, and it's going to kill them because they're not going to be able to stop everybody on that Bills offense because it's loaded, and their defense is scary. So at the end of the day, if Miami thinks they can stop Buffalo, go right ahead because you're not going to.
Go ahead, Vic.
I've heard of quarterbacks having sophomore slumps. I've never heard of a coach having a sophomore slump. What the hell happened to Brian Flores? What happened to that team? That defense specifically. That's his specialty, defense. Last year they were top 10, top 5, if I'm not mistaken?
Uh-huh.
This year, I think they're pretty much dead last, or maybe second last because you got to get New York. I think New York might be a little bit worse. But even though, what happened to that team? Their offense. Last year, they had 3 tight ends, 3 quality tight ends, and Gesicki was the star out of all of them. And now, he's coming to his own again this year, but it's only for the fact that they don't have anyone at receiver. They're still thinking that Devontae Parker is a number 1 guy. Preston Williams, they had last year, who had a lot of talent. He's nowhere around this year. I don't even know who they had. What was it? Will Fuller. He hasn't even played it down for him, I don't think. He was suspended when he came back. Then there was some family issues, or whatever. And he's not even on the team anymore. Who's there? Who do they have at receiver?
Waddle.
And he hasn't even been doing that well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some good games. He had some spurts, but that's it. So what are you providing to a Tagovailoa with? Even the run game, Myles Gaskin. Last year he had a great season. This year you haven't even heard his name. He's pretty much irrelevant. It's insane. That team has just went from a promising team to a basement team in one offseason. Right. And it isn't like they made a lot of moves to get rid of guys. One of their issues were they didn't add that many. You know what I mean? Especially on the offensive side of the ball. They really didn't add anyone. But what do you expect out of that team going forward? They haven't shown anything. And they're in the conversation of getting Deshaun Watson. I don't know why they think Watson would change anything for that franchise. Who does he have to throw to? He can't throw it to himself. He can't run it himself. It's that team is just, for all intents and purposes, it's a fucking shit show. And when they go into Buffalo, they better know, they're gonna go in there to get their ass beat. they're gonna have to take these 3 days of cold weather in Buffalo and doing nothing because Buffalo is a pretty empty town. You got a couple of bars up there. That's it. So you're gonna be staying in your hotel room miserable, then you're gonna get your ass beat, then you're gonna get a nice ride back down to Florida. That's what Miami has in store coming up this weekend. Yeah, right. Buffalo's gonna annihilate them.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, this one we don't even got to get in depth in this one. The Dolphins just look horrible right now. It's like,
do you fire Flores?
I mean, Tua had missed the last 3 games. So I mean, now you got to take that into account too. They was playing with Jacoby Brissett for the past 3 games. Like you said, Fuller has been out. Waddle has been doing okay. I ain't gonna say he's been not doing nothing. He's been doing okay. He scored a few touchdowns. I mean, Devontae Parker, he's been doing solid. It's just They're just a bad football team right now. I can't even put my finger on what's bad about them. They're just a bad football. Bro, I don't even want to get into the Dolphins too much. It's like
All I'll
we
say
all
is
know
this.
Buffalo they're gonna spank them. The Buffalo at home, they coming off a bye week, they're well rested. They might put up 50 points on this team. I'm gonna go Buffalo 48, Dolphins 17.
I'm gonna go Buffalo 45, Dolphins 10.
I'm gonna say 35-3. Buffalo all day.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And they're at home. Listen, you're gonna see guys jumping through tables left and right.
Everybody gonna be down there pulling hamstrings and all that.
Yeah, man, that Bills Mafia is crazy.
Yeah, I like they defense. I think they got like a top 3 defense right now too.
Again, Jordan Poyer, biggest mistake of letting him go.
Yeah. Hey, let me just say this. Every place that sells a folding table within about 50-mile radius of Buffalo is going to sell out.
For real.
Yo, I heard that really happened before. That's wild.
Yeah, that happened to the it was Texans Bills. They bought every folding table in the area in Houston.
I don't know who's trying to go through a folding table in that cold ass weather. You crazy.
That's crazy.
Hey,
It took over people's
They're
stadiums.
built differently up there, man. They're built differently.
hey, there's one thing I will say about New Yorkers. Some of us, we're a little bit crazy, but we're also built weird. We're built a little bit different.
Hell yeah. Them chicken wings and blue cheese got y'all acting
I remember, I know a Bills fan, he goes, would you go through a table? I was like, under the right conditions? Yeah, sure.
They just be
There are no
jumping through the
conditions I should be
tables.
going through a table. There are no conditions my big ass should be going through any kind of tables like that.
They think this WWE or something. But let's move on to the next game because this might be a good game, bro. The New England Patriots, Mack Jones and the New England Patriots travel down to San Diego. I mean, goddamn, where they LA?
Yeah.
Travel down to LA to play the LA Chargers. Who you got winning this one, Jordy? I always mess that up, bro.
I'm going to have to take the Chargers because even though they've been on the streak they've been on where they're not exactly performing up to par, they're still a great team. Herbert is still a good quarterback, and right now, I think this is going to be Keenan Allen's game to get back on track. And not only that, they've still got a loaded offense with guys like Eckler and Williams, who I think should hopefully put himself back on track too. And when it comes down to it, you're playing a Patriots team that, yes, they're good. Yes, they're very experienced, but that's what they are, is all veterans. So they're not in the best position necessarily from some angles where they would be as if they were younger. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the Chargers. I don't. They've got a good defense, don't get me wrong, but the Chargers just have that good of an offense that I don't know. But this was kind of easy for me, and, well, let's see what Herbert does this week.
Go ahead, Vic.
I think it's gonna be a good matchup, but when you see, the San Diego Chargers, yeah, they're coming off a bad game, but they're gonna be ready to play. That running attack is pretty good with Eckler. Justin Herbert, he's coming into his own on his second year, playing better. Mike Williams, big surprise for this year. You know what I mean? Keenan Allen you haven't really heard of him, just like Jody said, like this might be the game that, he might show out. But that's just a credit to how good Mike Williams has been this season. Like, he nullified Keenan Allen. You haven't heard from him all season. But it's just a testament to that team. They're not focused on one player like they did before. They're spreading the ball around. They got Jared Cook out there. Usually they were focused on the tight end. He's had a good season, but he's not their main target anyway. Mm-hmm. It's just Herbert's out there spreading that ball around, which is great. The Patriots, I think they're an up-and-coming team. I like the defense. I forgot the linebacker's name, number 9. He's a monster. I really like him. Mack Jones. So far, out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he's the guy. He's the best.
Mac Jones,
You know,
yo, I love that kid, bro.
he's poised. You know what I mean? Like nothing's too big for him. Even when he makes a mistake, he goes out there and he corrects it. They're being helped out by the emergence of the rushing attack, Damien Harris. You know what I mean? That's a guy that's been waiting to get out there, get and do his
Right.
thing. Past 2 seasons, you know what I mean? Like you see him, like you seen he had the talent, and nothing wouldn't click. This is the year. Like he's getting it all together. Their wide receiver core, even though that they're unknown, but Mac Jones is getting them the ball. Nelson Aguilar has it. You haven't heard much of him, but Jacoby Myers. I forgot what the other kid's name. Kill Harris having a decent season, especially with Myers. He's a great possession guy. He's getting them through. Bill Belichick is doing what he needs to do to get this team by. I don't think that they'll win against San Diego, but I think they're in the right direction. The Patriots are headed in the right direction. They're a good team. They're a fun team to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going with the Patriots. I picked the Patriots because over the past few weeks, I've seen the Patriots just growing every week. They took Dallas down to the wire. Dallas is one of the best teams in the NFL right now. High power offense, everything. They took them into OT and almost beat those dudes. If it wasn't for Mr. Brick Hands, Nelson Aguilar, they win that football game. Because Mac Jones put that football right in his hands and he dropped it by himself. I think y'all know the play I'm talking about. When he ran that quick slant on Trayvon Diggs, he got in between him and the safety. Mac Jones put it right to his hands. He hit his hand on the goalpost if he catch that. Aguilar dropped the pass in overtime. Dak Prescott and them come down and score on their possession. Game over. So, and then that last week, they just murdered the Jets. They put up over 50 points on them dudes. So, this is going to be an exciting game. This is one of those games I wouldn't mind watching because San Diego can score. New England can score. It might be a shootout or got the potential of two good defenses. I mean, just locking in and this game be super close the whole game. So this one of them games I love to watch. It's going to be exciting. But I'm taking the Patriots. I'm going to go Patriots 27, LA 24.
I'm going to go Chargers 37, Patriots 20.
Sheesh.
I'll go Chargers 28, Patriots 17.
Sheesh. All right. God damn it. All right, next game. Jacksonville goes down to Seattle to play the Seahawks without Russell Wilson. This might be a better game than people think. What you think, Jordy? Who you got winning?
Honestly, I gotta think about this for a second. I'm gonna have to take Seattle though, because as much as I hate to say it, Jacksonville is still a dumpster fire, and I mean, yeah, Seattle doesn't have Russell Wilson throwing a football to the moon and back every single attempt. It's still a good team, and Jacksonville is a bottom 5 team. When it comes down to it, they're in a rebuilding phase, and I don't think they're going to win many games this year. And this will be one of the better games they play, but they're going to lose. Seattle still got an offensive playmakers. They've still got guys like Lockett. They've got
DK.
they've got DK. They've got a good backfield. They've got a number of guys in that room. And while they may not have a star tight end like they had in a couple of years past, they're still rolling. There's nothing special with Garrett Everett, but he's still good. Their defense is holding up. It's not what it used to be a couple of years ago, but it's holding up. Barely. And then Jacksonville, like I said, they're rebuilding. They're a dumpster fire. Still got no O-line. Trevor Lawrence is trying to throw 2 cutout targets, basically, in Laviska Shenault. Because, why not give him no weapons? Robinson's doing good so far. Chenault's been up and down. That's about it. That's been their only real huge threats. They that's the only two guys they've really gone through so far as their number one option. So it'll be interesting, but let's see how bad Jacksonville's defense can be.
That's facts. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I like Trevor Lawrence. I like, you know what I mean? Like, he has a horrible team, but he has a lot of bright sides. I mean, he has a lot of bright spots. I think he's coming into his own himself. Again, he has a pretty bad coach. That whole situation is only going to hinder his development. Hopefully they get rid of Urban Meyer. But coming into this week, I don't know. I feel like because of where Seattle's at and Geno Smith not being able to get that offense going, because like we said, you have Tyler Lockett and DJ Metcalf. You still can't make it work. Even though there's an issue with the running game, Alex Collins was, giving you some decent work out there. You know what I mean? They had a good rotation going. I think the Jags are going to come out and win this. It's going to be a surprise. It's don't sleep on the Jags. Like I said, they're going to come into their own as the season goes on. You got James Robinson out there. I like him. He's a good running back. We mentioned before, Visca Chenault. He's a very talented kid. Once the offense gets in tune and they figure out how to get these guys open and they scheme players, plays for them, I think the Jaguars could be a very good team. It's just the coaching that's holding it back. But I think this week, yeah, man, they're going to squeak out a win. They're going to take Seattle down.
My guy. I was thinking the same thing, man. I just don't got a lot of faith in this Seattle offense right now. Geno Smith, I'm not going to say, and the crazy thing is, I'm not going to put it all on Geno. It's like, Geno been playing well for the most part since he's been in there. He hasn't been horrible. He hasn't been great. It's like he gives you enough for you to win games. It's just I don't feel like the defense is where it's supposed to be right now. Trevor Lawrence, he might go down here and have a game on these dudes because they're not generating a lot of pass rush. I feel like Wagner has fell off a little bit. He lost a few steps. And they don't have the secondary to really guard anybody. They still got Marvin Jones down there in Jacksonville. Marvin Jones could give you a good 8 to 9 catches a game. Explosive. Lavicia Chenault is explosive. The whole offense runs through Robinson, and Trevor Lawrence can throw that pill. So it's like I can see Jacksonville going down there and inking out a win against them, man. So I'm gonna go Jacksonville 24, Seattle 21.
I'm going to go Seattle 20, Jacksonville 17.
I'm going to go Jacksonville 20, Seattle 7.
What?
It's going to be one of them ugly games, I'm telling you. It's going to be an ugly game.
Yeah, he ain't going to give them another touchdown just based on the fact that they home. That's crazy.
Listen, the thing is you say like Geno Smith they fault. For me, it's all on Geno Smith. It's all on Geno Smith. He can't get that offense going. Right. And it's because of his decision making. Like Geno Smith is used to running his specific offense, and he likes his plays. And if his guy isn't open, you see him, he's running out the pocket again. He's still making the same mistakes he did when he was with the Jets.
Thanks. All right, moving on. The Washington football teams traveled to the Mile High Stadium to play the Denver Broncos. Who y'all got winning this game and why? Go ahead, Jordy.
Denver, because Washington has fallen apart. They're looking like the Jets right now because literally nothing is working. Their D-line's doing okay, but it's not what they hyped it up to be. And nobody else has showed up. At this point, we should start putting up missing or something and look for the rest of Washington because they're nowhere to be found, especially with their quarterback situation. Maybe they should have traded for Joe Flacco. Hey, maybe we can send him Gardner Minshew for like a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
that's a come up.
That'd be a good pickup, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's a good pickup.
But they've got nobody. They've got a weapon here and there. Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry McLaurin. They've got another receiver here and there, but they just don't have it. They don't have it. And Denver, yes, Judy's been out for the year, and Teddy Bridgewater's looked good. The running backs have looked okay. Javonte Williams has been up and down, very much so. But all in all, they've got enough where they should get by without much of a problem and get to an early lead. And then they'll start to have problems because it's Denver. But who knows, especially when you're sending Washington up to Mile High Stadium. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Right, Vic.
So it's Washington going to Denver. That's a disadvantage right there. But let me just start off by saying, we all mentioned it. What the hell happened to the Washington defense? Just like the Miami Dolphins, the next season, great defense, top 5 defense, coming to this year, null and void. I think Washington is actually 30th ranking. A lot of that goes to their defensive coordinator, Jack Del Rio. What the hell have you been doing, my guy? You know what I mean? Like you want to get that head coaching job, but right now you can't even take care of this defense. You are gifted with a very talented defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done anything with them. Chase Young, have you heard anything? You know what I mean? Like they didn't they get was it Barrymore? I think he went to New England, but they got another kid from Alabama up there that on the defensive line.
Allen.
Sweat. Allen. That's what I'm thinking of. They got Allen. They got Sweat, like Montez Sweat. They haven't done anything. They don't create any pressure. We understood that there was an issue with the cornerback, but damn, it doesn't mean that your front four can't create any pressure. The linebacking core hasn't done anything either. Like Washington's a shambles show. Again, you got to put some blame on that coach too, because he thought when Ryan Fitzpatrick went down, they were fine at quarterback, which they clearly aren't. You know what I mean? And now, like, they were a playoff team last season, and they're in 3rd place, or I think we might be tied for 3rd place. It's horrible. It's sad what happened to that organization, because, you know, it's like once they get 1 step forward, they take 2 steps back.
Thanks.
And when you look at this matchup against Denver, you know, Denver's down receivers. Denver has an issue here with their running backs. They don't know who's going to be the starter, whether it's Williams or whether it's Gordon. They want to use them in tandem. You know, they both get their little touches. They go here and there, but it's more like Williams is the passing back while Gordon is the main feature back.
Mm-hmm.
You got Noah Fant, who's having a decent season for, you know, all intents and purposes and what's going on over there. And then Teddy Bridgewater. You know, the story of Teddy Bridgewater is still being written, and there's a lot of ups and downs. But I don't think it's too hard for them to take Washington out this week. You know, they're at home. You know, they're comfortable. They get this week of rest. If I'm not mistaken, they get 1 receiver back. Can't remember who it was. I know it's not Judy, but I thought they get someone back this week.
I think it's what's the dude from Penn State?
I would say KJ Hamler.
KJ Hamler.
Yeah, they get Hamler back, so that helps them out. So yeah, I don't see Washington doing anything in this game. I'm giving it all to Denver.
I agree. This is the thing with Washington. The defense doesn't look great right now, but it's kind of the same situation that we're in. A offense can't generate points. They can't generate first downs. So your defense is going to naturally look worse because they're on the field 60 to 70% of the goddamn game. So it's like Heineke is giving them nothing. Gibson, he hasn't been really having a great year. I mean,
well, he's injured. He's injured. He has a fractured shin. He's been injured the whole time. He has a fractured shin. He's been playing injured the whole time.
Right?
McKissick has come in and, you know, he's supplemented and he's playing well. But, yeah, the reason why Gibson's play has been falling off is because he's been playing with a fractured leg this whole season.
See, I don't really watch him too much. So it's like, I don't really like when I see a Washington game, depending on who they playing, I'll turn it off. I don't care about this team. So, I mean, it's like, you can't win with no quarterback. Like, that's the NFL. Like, it don't matter. You can have the Bears defense with Urlacher and them. You can't win with no quarterback. It's like Heineke, he gives you spurts, but he looks horrible in every other game. So it's like, they're not gonna win too many games. I got Denver winning this game 24-17. Go ahead, Jody. Oh, Jody done dipped on us.
I didn't notice I was muted. I'm gonna have to say 20-13. Also, I gotta go. I gotta sleep for tomorrow. But I will see you guys later, and I'll probably see you around the group chats tomorrow.
All right,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Have a good one.
You too, guys.
Hey, how my co-host gonna leave me?
You
It's
still
just
got
me and
me.
you then, Vic. We gonna finish this thing out.
I got you, Rock. I got you.
Yes, sir.
But as for the score prediction, yeah, Jordy took my one score. I got I think we're still on Washington with 13, and I'm gonna go with Denver with a 24 points.
Washington 13, Denver 24.
Yeah.
Clutch. I hope that's the score too. We don't need these dudes winning no more games.
I just need Terry McLaurin, getting over 100 yards and a touchdown. I mean, I got him on fantasy.
That's love. Next game. Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. Who you got winning, bro?
I'm so upset that Drew Brees isn't playing anymore.
Right. Oh my God.
The Saints are a team that is so set up. They just need that's a team that's just one piece away, one missing piece of being a dominant team, and they're stuck with Jameis Winston. I like Jameis Winston. I like the attitude he brings. You know how he approaches the game, but the production on the field, just like Jalen Hurts, everything off the field you do is great. On the field, not so much. Not so much, my guy. Like he is a hindrance to this team. He's holding them back so much. It's not even funny. Like, I can't even imagine what Sean Payton's going through. Like, even that man is all about getting that ball out there, throwing the ball. One of the best at scheming wide receivers open. He can't do any of that with James Winston. This year he's had a lesson in running the ball. And he's been taking notes left and right. They even just acquired Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I seen they brought him back. And you know what the crazy part is?
What's that?
All that horrible stuff you just said, they 4-2 right now.
And that's a credit to their defense. That's a credit to their defense, man. That defense is wild. And that's another thing about New Orleans. Before, they were never known for their defense. Their defense is what used to hold them back. And Sean Payton made a decision that that can't happen anymore. And he's focused on the defense. And it's been for the better of the team, and it's what's got them through so far. But Jameis Winston, my God, that man you can't say anything else about him because you've seen what he did in Tampa. You're seeing what he does here. He's not the guy. You got to move on.
Machine, bro.
Listen, right now, I don't know why they didn't just go with Taysom Hill. You could just, like they did last year when he started. They were winning games. Defenses couldn't really scheme against them. Might as well just go back to that. But going up against Tampa and those linebackers and that defense, it's going to be tough for him. Even though, Tampa has an issue with their backfield, the defensive backfield, they basically have no one out there. Yeah. But that front four and that linebacking core, they make sure that the quarterback doesn't have time to do a damn thing. So it doesn't matter if receivers are open. The quarterback's not going to get them the ball. That's the way they're playing their defense. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Tom the Terrific, man, this is his best statistical season. He's going to get 6,000 yards this year. That's wild. At the age of, what is he, 42? Like,
yeah, he's an old man now, bro.
For us, like Eagles fans, like we have issues with Tom Brady. He took a Super Bowl from us, and we hated on him for a long time. But as an Eagles fan, man, I have nothing but respect for the guy. Coming from the 6th round to win 6 NFL championships, not with one team, with 2 separate teams, because he did it on his own the next year. You got to give him respect. He's going to be the all-time leading passer in yards. I think he might get the touchdown record as well. I know he took the yards off of Drew Brees, and Drew Brees was salty as hell. He was right in front of him. But
how far are you away in touchdowns?
I want to say he's second. He might be coming up on first. Like, before it's said and done, Tom Brady's going to take a lot of records home with him. Like, he's going to make sure when you look at that record book, you're going to say he's the best. Not only for the fact that he won all those championships, statistically as well, he's going to be the best.
Gonna be number one in all them categories, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna take it, and like
you can't hate on Brady. He really a dog, bro. You can't hate on him.
Like he's that one quarterback that gets a pass no matter what. Like you got to give him respect. No matter what he did to your team in the past, if they cheated or not, you got to give the man respect. Like he did it on his own.
Exactly. Exactly.
But going into New Orleans against that defense, I think it's going to be too much for them to handle. Their offense won't be able to help them out. So I'm going to give it to Tampa.
Yeah, and it don't help that they playing without their number one receiver all season. It's like, I agree with you though, Gio. That goddamn top Bulls, he gonna be coming in there looking like, oh, that's Winston over there. Cookies.
Yeah.
all you gotta do is get in Winston's face a little bit. He start throwing up ducks, throwing stupid passes. And he's one, like you said, he's one of those quarterbacks that just put up weird stats. Like he could throw for a whole lot of touchdowns and passing yards, but his turnovers would be like equal with the touchdowns. I'm like, come on, Jameis. Damn, how you gonna give us these great stats right here and then this bull crap? Right? He's not even meeting in the middle. Like cut the turnovers down a little bit. No, he going all the way with the turnover game. So I agree, man. Top Bulls gonna come in here. He gonna feast on Jameis Winston. Especially if they get into a situation where they go up 2-3 touchdowns and he gotta throw the football. Oh, that's lunch meat right there. That's lunch meat.
Look for the Garrett Blunt. My God bless him. I just forgot their running back right now because I got Blunt in my head right now.
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette is going to have a field day. He's going to wear down that defense. And look for Mike Evans to have a great day. You know, Tom Brady has been connecting with him lately. And, you know, the relationship is getting a lot better. The connection is getting a lot better. Just the loss.
Plus it helped because Antonio Brown going to be out.
Yep. And Gronkowski, I think he's coming back, though.
He coming back this week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's clutch. Yeah, they about to go down there. They're going to work them. They're going to work the Saints.
We're finally going to see a good game out of Chris Godwin because, like I said, there's so much talent on that team. Chris Godwin, you know what I mean? You don't even hear from him much.
He's been getting lost in the shuffle.
Hey, hopefully he gets lost enough where, you know, he ends up on our team.
I hope so, bro. Damn. I love a Chris Godwin as our number one receiver.
Everyone keeps on talking about Adams coming up, Devontae Adams, but I want Chris Godwin. Adams is a pipe dream.
Adams gonna follow wherever Rodgers go.
and I don't know if you heard my take on that. I got him going to either New Orleans or Cleveland.
Who? Aaron Rodgers?
Yep.
He go to New Orleans. Oh my God, that's a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah. New Orleans or Cleveland.
They got everything set up. They're gonna get Michael Thomas back. Yo, this is gonna be crazy. Now imagine Mike Thomas and Devontae Adams on these one side, Mike Thomas on the. Oh my God, yo!
It'll be what's going on in Tampa. It'll be the same thing. Like the NFC South would be a division to be reckoned with.
They're gonna bring on. They gonna if Brady do end up retiring, that's the chip right there. They winning that chip because it's gonna be hard trying to go through Tampa Bay, man.
Oh, very
even
hard.
This year, it's gonna be hard trying to get through Tampa Bay.
Well, just like every year, you know, injuries will factor in. Hopefully, they don't experience any, but you know, the right injury can stop any team.
Facts. That's true. All right. For the 8:00 game, the Dallas Cowboys travel to Minnesota to play the Minnesota Vikings. Who you got in this one, bro?
My bias is going to carry me on this one, Minnesota, all day.
I hope so. I'm
hoping Kirk Cousins comes in here and lights him up. I'm hoping Dalvin Cook gets off his ass and stop fucking pussyfooting around and, you know, gets a game, gets in it. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's another guy. Beginning of the season, I think the first 2 games were decent. And then he got hurt and then he went silent. I want to see the old Dalvin Cook come back. You know what I mean? I'll get Adam Thielen involved. Yeah. Get Justin Jefferson involved. They got Kevin Osborne. He's a great talent. They're third receiver. Hey, man, with Kirk Cousins, I believe I like him. I mean, a lot of people doubt him. I think he's a great quarterback. He's a good manager of the field. They're gonna take down Dallas, man. Again, it's my bias talking right now, but I don't care. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Dallas is getting taken down.
I'm the same way, bro. I hate giving Dallas wins. It's like I don't care who they playing. They could be playing the Jets. I'll be like, yo, the Jets gonna beat them this week, bro. I hate this team. But I'm gonna have to do it. Dallas gonna go down there. They probably gonna stomp all over Minnesota, man. Minnesota defense right now playing as bad as I seen them play in the last 5 years. They giving up. I seen them. They giving up points to offenses that really shouldn't be scoring on them like that. So now Dallas coming down there with a top 3 offense. CD Lamb. They don't even got. This is the crazy thing. They don't even got Michael Gallup. It's like, and they still running like this. So imagine once them dudes come back, like.
Let me ask you a question.
Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas in this one. I'm gonna go Dallas.
Let me ask you a question on that Dallas tip though.
Yeah.
You think they hiding Dak's injury? You think he's a little bit more hurt than what they're saying?
I don't think so. I don't think he Dak Prescott, you never know with Dak Prescott. He looks like the same quarterback every week, no matter injury or anything. He's a consistent dude. He's turning into an elite quarterback in this league, and I hate saying it. But it started last year. Last year before he got injured, Dak Prescott was putting up historical numbers. Like he was forced to, but he was doing it though. Like you can't take that away from him. He had a horrible defense last year, and this year he just picking up where he left off. I mean, so he making Dalton Schultz look like a top 5 tight end. It's like, bro, Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, bro. I can't take nothing away from him.
I just thought it was weird after he got injured. They just went silent on any information on him.
Oh, they're going to do that, though, because
it's okay.
They're going to do that just because of what happened last year. I mean, even if it is a little minor injury, it's just like they're not trying to put too much out there because now his story's going to be all in the headlines. Oh, Dak Prescott hurt again, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to win football games, and I like it. Jerry Jones is trying to minimize the distractions right now, and I like it because when did we ever see this from Jerry Jones? He's always in the media, always in the news, everything. This year, he's been the quietest that he's ever been, like ever since I start watching football. Jerry Jones has been super quiet this year. He's not really doing the talk shows, the interviews, nothing like that. He's really the team is actually focusing on winning, and I think this is going to take them a long way. I mean, they 5-1 right now. I mean, the only team they lost to was the defending championships on opening week. So, I mean, you can't take nothing away from Dallas. They balling right now. Trayvon Diggs look like Deion Sanders 2.0. Bro, it's just look crazy. It look crazy, bro. I hate watching them, but I respect football, so I gotta watch it. Like, I gotta watch it.
He got 3 pick six? I think he has like 3 of them, right?
Yeah, he got 3 pick sixes. He got 7 interceptions overall.
He locked down, defensive rookie of the year already. He locked it down.
He might win defensive player of the year, putting up numbers like that. He's not a rookie though. He's not a rookie.
Well, I think he's a rookie then.
Yeah, he's not a rookie. He played last year.
I swore it was this year when they had that story of him and his brother, and they sending letters back and forth, and it was so touching. I thought that was this year. Maybe it was.
No, yeah, he played.
COVID got me fucked up.
He was lunch meat last year though. He stepped it up something heavy though.
Yeah.
He locked in for that defensive player of the year right now. He got 3 pick sixes, 7 interceptions in 8 weeks? And they had a bye last week. He could have caught one last week probably, but they was on bye week. So
when he got those pick six, they were like he reminded me when he plays, he reminds me a lot of Sante Samuel. Like he'll take those chances. He'll take chances.
Routes. He tough. Yep. Like him, bro. Like I said, that's the crazy thing. Dallas built their team through the draft. Like they built their whole chorus through the draft except Amari Cooper. Everybody else was drafted. Bro, that's tough right there. Why we can't do that?
It's because I can answer. It's because the person we have picking these players, he's not qualified. In Dallas, let's be honest. In Dallas, we all say Jerry Jones runs the team. That's not the case anymore because Stephen Jones runs the team for the most part, especially when it comes to playing personnel, when it comes to the draft. But Stephen Jones, unlike his father, is smart enough to let the professionals, the scouts, handle that. Now, when it comes to a major decision on who we want, especially when it comes with the first-round pick, they're going to take the scouts, what they say into consideration. They're
Right.
going to make their final pick. Now, Stephen Jones has been, more level-headed than his father. He focused through the line, the offensive line and defensive line, and then, you build out through there, which is why they're in the position they are today. Now, Howie's tried to do that, but Howie, unlike Stephen Jones, he's always trying to get that secret hit in the draft. That pick that no one thought that they can get. And Howie thinks he's going to outthink everyone else. And that's a problem. That's how we got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. That's how we got
Mhm.
Sidney Jones. We got two players who, J.J., for his part, analytics-wise, he looked good. But it wasn't his production wasn't the same when you watch a DJ Metcalf on the field when he was out of Ole Miss.
Exactly.
Metcalf that season, he was going wild. You know what I mean? Like he was being compared to Randy Moss that year. And it was only for a freak neck injury that could have been serious, but it wasn't serious. And they overthought that. And they decided to go with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And that hasn't worked out at all because right now he's injured and he's been on the bench the whole time. You know what I mean? So it's our GM overthinking or thinking he's the smartest guy in the room, when in actuality, you're the dumbest motherfucker around.
Right.
Like you're good at the cap, you know what I mean? Like with that, and at that, let's be honest, you're really not. You're good at saving yourself. You're good at, cutting costs. That's what Howie's good at. He's good at cutting costs. He's not good at, drawing up contracts because we've seen the horrible contracts before. He's
Right.
not good at managing the cap because we've been over the cap how many times. He's good at getting rid of things so that way we can get to where we need to be. Like if you're a team that's in shambles and you're up in the cap, bring Howie. He'll help you out. You bring him in for 2 years and you get rid of him. He'll set your team up that way. That's what Howie is. He's a cleaner. There we go. He's a cleaner.
I agree. And then he has no football dudes around him, so that makes it even worse. It's like,
And even when he does have football guys, he doesn't take their opinion. He doesn't listen to them at all.
that's why they all leave. Louis Riddick, or Andrew Berry. Bro,
Barry got taken away from us. Barry got taken away from us.
Barry, what's the other guy name that went to the Jets?
Daniel Trotter, Daniel Trotter, something like that. He's with NFL Network. I know he was another Eagles guy.
Him and the other guy that he just recently went to the Jets like 2 years ago. Where he came from. Big ball head dude. What's his name?
Oh, you talking about Joe Douglas?
Douglas,
He's with the Jets now. He's with the
Joe
Jets.
Douglas. Every football dude that gets around Howie end up leaving. And that's when he start doing his little crazy stuff. So, I mean, hey, we just getting off topic, man. Let's get back to this pickle because it's just making me depressed now. I'm gonna go Dallas 42. Minnesota 28.
Nah, I'm gonna go Minnesota 38. Dallas 24.
I had
It's
to
the
give
run
him.
game.
I hate it too, Vic. But I had to give him the dub. Man.
I hate it, but I think they're gonna quiet down the Dallas run game. Ezekiel Elliott, he's had a couple of decent games this past couple of games, but at the beginning of the year he wasn't doing much. They nullified him. I think Minnesota gets it together and they're gonna focus on that run game. And I think Dak is hurt. Like his injury, they're not saying everything. I think he's more hurt than they're putting on.
Right. It could be possible. But Gio funny as hell. It's because Howie Jewish, bro. They love moving money.
We love money.
That's facts, though. It's facts.
Hey man, when you keep it within your community, you're gonna build your community up. It's a smart way of making it.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's one of the things that they have a tie. They do have a tie to each other.
All right, let's jump to the Monday night game. New York Giants were at Kansas City versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got winning this game?
Oh, is it me or is it that Monday Night Football half-asses their game? They'll give you one good team and then a shit show of a team and they play against each other.
Exactly.
Like, man, Kansas City all day. It's the New York Giants. Like, I have no way of thinking in any kind of alternate dimension that the New York Giants can like pull out a win against the Chiefs. God forbid, but even with Mahomes injured, the Giants still couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I know the Chiefs haven't been looking too spectacular this year, But it's the New York Giants, and they travel in the Arrowhead. So this game about to be lunch meat for Patrick Mahomes. This is gonna
This is the
be.
tune-up game.
It's gonna be. This gonna be. I got this one being a blowout because the Giants really don't have nothing to work with on offense right now. Saquon out. Shepard in and out of the lineup. Damn, did what's name even really play that much this year? The dude that the wide receiver, the fast ass one.
Oh, Kenny Galladay?
No, not Galladay, the other one.
Tony?
No, Ross, John Ross. Did he even play that much this year?
When it was the week before, I forgot. I think Shepard was out and Galloway was out. I think he was their starting number one. He had a decent game, but again, it's the Giants.
They said, and
I
Gio
think
just
Tony
said
is
Tony
out.
might be out. So
I think he's for sure out though.
I know
think he's
Galladay
definitely
out. He got injured a couple weeks ago.
He's another disappointment. New York thought so highly of him coming into this season.
Bro, but
and
what I was saying in the offseason though, I kept telling Big Play and all of like he even though when he played for Detroit, he wasn't a best wide receiver. It was Marvin Jones. He just was a dude that he was explosive. He had a little bit of explosiveness to him, but he wasn't consistent. He wasn't a dude that's going to catch like 8 to 9 passes a game. He was like more of a Deshaun Jackson type without the Deshaun Jackson speed. All he gives you is deep balls. So he was injury prone back then. So I
was trying to point out to Giants fans, like, again, he came from Detroit. He didn't make Detroit any better. So why would Giants fans think that he would make New York any better? It made no sense. And at that, he had Matthew Stafford as his quarterback. Matthew Stafford doesn't play for New York. Daniel Jones isn't that guy. And that was the funny thing. People have been going up and down. 1 week, oh, he's a great quarterback. He's coming next week. Damn, he really sucks. Daniel Jones is a horrible quarterback, man. Just face facts. He's the best backup quarterback in the league. There you go.
He buns, bro. All right, let's get to the game that we need to talk about, man. The Philadelphia Eagles travel to Detroit to play the Detroit Lions. Give me your take on this game, bro. How do we win this game, and how do we lose this game for real, for real?
Listen, Deuce Staley has not slept since Sunday. My guy has been with Dan Campbell trying to sauce up a plan to take us down. Like, he's going to have his guy Swift out there running the ball, effectively. I think Detroit, have how they've been all season. They're going to come ready to play. They're going to play their hardest. Their coach got them in good positions. Let's be honest. They haven't won the games. We've all known that. But they haven't quit in any game. You haven't seen any quit from this team. You haven't seen any player take plays off. Everyone's doing their damnedest to win. So, they have a lot of heart coming into it. And that's something that right now we don't have. We don't have what Detroit has. You know what I mean? We don't have a coach that'll rally behind his team, that is literally doing everything. Like he's shedding blood and tears to get his players in the best position. And it affects him a lot when he can't get his players where he wants them to be.
Right.
We don't have the same reaction out of our coach. Our coach pretty much figures that he has everything figured out already. And, the game plan he sets in front of himself, it should work. And, there's no need for adjustment. Even with all that said, though, going into it, I think, there's been a lot of pressure on this team, on the quarterback. And I think this week in practice, everyone's going to be a little bit more focused. You're going to be a little quieter because, there is contention. This locker room does have an issue. You have players speaking out. You have the coach talking nonsense on national TV for a good while, talking about planting flowers, whatever that analogy was. I kind of get it, but it still made no sense. There was no need to even bring that up. You could have gave him a quick response and kept it pushing. You're doing too much right now. And literally, on and off the field, you're doing too much. Bring it back to the basics. If they can do that, I think, it'll be a good win for us. A lot of people would appreciate it. They'll quiet down the boos, and they'll quiet down the people talking about Gardner Minshew, which is, to me, I think is insane. But if not, it's gonna get bad in Philadelphia. It's gonna be the first time we're gonna get the clouds. It's not always sunny. It's gonna get a little dark. It's gonna get a little cloudy. The blue birds are coming out. I hope it doesn't happen. But even with that, and I'm going off past this game. Even if we win this game, The next 3 games coming up, I don't see that happening because I feel like we're going to win this game. And like I said, a lot of people's opinions are going to change as always because they're always up and down with their opinions. And then when we head into the next, that I think they're all road games, if I'm not mistaken. I think when we go to Denver, we go to LA, and we go to New Orleans. I think that's
we play
New Orleans
Denver, LA. Oh, we play. I think we play Denver and Denver, and we play LA and Philly.
Oh, so it's LA. Okay. So then 2 or 3 are going to be road games. I don't think we're going to win any of those games, and it's going to put this team in a bad position. Again, it depends if the coaching staff gets it together. We'll eke out a win this time, but we're not going to be fortunate going forward.
I gotta say, bro, I know one thing. They lose this game right here. They burning Philly to the ground. They burning Philly to the ground. They dudes gonna personally walk up to the Eagles practice facility, and they gonna pick Sirianni up, pack his bags, and throw his ass on the bus and get him out of here, bro. You can't lose to a 0-7? What's they 0-7? 0-6? 0-7, 0-16. You can't lose to them, bro. It's like they get their first dub on you. That's the end. That's the end for Sirianni. I can't see them lasting more than 3 weeks after that. 2 to 3 weeks after that. Because we lose to them. We lose to Denver. We lose to LA. It's like, bro, it's gonna get horrible. But I don't think we lose this game. I think they find something in them, that little bit of fire in them, and they come out and they handle business against them. And this could start a run. You never know. It could start a run because we don't play no dogs in the next few weeks. I mean, LA, they okay. They not really like world beaters. They not no Tampa Bay, Dallas, none of those teams. They can get got on any week. I've seen it personally. So, I mean, it all depends on how this game. I feel like the balance of this season is on this game right here. You go in there and you take care of business convincingly. You build your team confidence up again. They start to believe in you a little bit more. Who knows what can happen from there? But the one thing we can't do is not get to Jared Goff, because no matter what, I know a lot of people, Goff sucks, but you get his due time, he will pick you apart. He will pick you apart, and they have the running backs to, execute an offense like LA did last week. They had the running backs. Swift, Williams in there over there. They have the backs to do it, and Swift is turning into one of those explosive backs. The last few weeks he broke a 60-yarder off or something like that. So you got to be mindful of that. Our linebackers got to come to play this week. They got to come to play this week. Go up, make some tackles, put your shoulder pads on somebody. Stop waiting until they get to you. You attack the line of scrimmage. You a goddamn linebacker. That's what you're doing. The linebackers are supposed to be the most violent players on the field, on the defensive side of the ball. Y'all flying around freely, making tackles, blowing up blockers, doing stuff like that, bro. When I'm in Little League, because I'm a little on the smaller side, so the last time I played linebacker was Little League. I'm usually in the defensive backfield or something like that, cornerback, safety, something like that. So our coaches always told us, your big guys take up blocks. The linebackers are the ones that's supposed to be coming down violent, letting them know that I'm going to be here all day in your face. We don't got those kind of linebackers. We got dudes that sit back, they be chilling, let themselves get blocked, chase down the tackle. That's 8 yards of pop right there. That never should be happening. If you're going to get beat going 100 miles per hour. That's what my coach always told me. Get beat going 100 miles per hour. I can't get mad at you if you make a mistake going 100 miles per hour. But when you being like you sitting back, you just chilling and stuff like that, you're not reacting. I gotta take you off the field. And it shouldn't be no reason we should be rotating linebackers like that defensive lineman. Like, find 3 linebackers three or four linebackers, and you rock out with them. Let them get smacked out on whatever they're gonna do. But you can't be rotating linebackers. You don't never let them get their feet up under them. They don't get comfortable. They don't get the feel for the game. You can't do that at the linebacker position. That's a coaching thing. So, I mean, like I said, we can't let Jared Goff get comfortable. We got to be in his face all day. I don't care if it's through blitzing or our front line is dominating, but we're going to have to stay on this dude because, to me, everybody don't like Jared Goff. I feel like he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback in my eyes. He can affect the outcome of a game if you not getting to the dude. He don't like getting hit. What quarterback do? I mean, Derek Carr don't like getting hit. But we didn't hit him last week. So they're gonna have to put a game plan together where they actually getting in Jared Goff's face and we stopping the run. Because we can't let these dudes stay in short yardage situations. That's what's been killing us the past 6 weeks. Short yardage situation. We're not getting nobody in long downs. So, I mean, if we can do all that, I feel like we take care of them easily, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, very true, man. Especially with trying to create pressure to get to Goff. We've said it every week. We need to create pressure. The only pressure we created was against Sam Darnold, when we had 2 sacks against him. Matthew Stafford, we created a lot of pressure, but we never got to him. That's an issue that we've had all season. Now, the next thing I was going to say is we need to control that run game. But again, that's another issue we've had all season. We can't stop the running game. Because right now, if we were in a position where we can stop the running game, it's a wrap. Because that's all Detroit got. Then you're going to leave it up to Goff. And then, with Slay and Nelson, they can sit back and pick them apart. But again, everything has to start off with us taking care of Detroit's running game. If we can, slow down Swift and make them focus on the passing game more, then it'll be to our advantage. But if, DCMC got them out there, coming and running the game and they score fast, this is going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day, and you're not going to like the outcome. After the show, you're going to see me on my channel talking about how another week, Coach Sirianni didn't do the things he said he was going to do. And, I have a feeling that could happen. But again, like I said, I feel like we're going to eke a win out. It's not going to be anything in strong fashion. We're not going to win by a lot. It's going to be maybe like a 3-point game, 1-point game.
I'll
give them the biggest thoughts.
Them 3-and-outs definitely hurting us, bro. Like you can't put that much pressure on your defense every game, bro. It's like I see the defense starts off fine, but they coming out the field. They barely get a chance to take their helmet off. Bang, they right back on the field.
Yep.
We start off. Our offense is really you help your defense out by running the football. You help your quarterback out by running the football. You help your offensive line out by running the football. You help your wide receivers out by running the football. Everything, you help everybody out by running the goddamn football. That's football 101. You keep your defense fresh. Your offensive linemen are firing off, hitting somebody instead of dropping back in the pass protection. I mean, that right there, we have horses up front where we can run the football downhill all game if we want to. We just not using them the right way. Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, Herbig, Jason Kelsey, Jordan Mailata. All of those dudes are great run blockers. We don't let them run block though. It don't matter who back there. I feel like any of our backs could be successful behind that line if we actually run the football. So, I mean, that's a coaching thing. Another coaching thing.
Yeah. And one person you didn't mention that benefits off running the ball is the actual running back, because he's able to get into a groove. He's able to help out your offense and your defense, just like we've all mentioned. That's the number one guy who you should be looking at, your running back. Help him out. Again, Miles Sanders has been left on the shelf for the most part for the whole season. And the one game we think about using him, he gets injured. You never know how long you have your players. You know what I mean? You need to get out there. You need to run the ball. It's not hard. It's been said time and time again. You need to do better. And I don't know if this coach has the capacity to do that. I don't know if it's that he thinks that people are telling him what to do, and he has a game plan, he's going to stick with it. but it's not bad to listen to an opinion. You know what I mean? It's not bad to take another tape, take a step back and look at what's actually going on. He mentioned in this press conference before how, it's the coach's job to get players in the best positions. It's the game planning, and, that's what he does week in and week out. But he's not understanding what he's doing week in and week out is not working, because had it been working, we wouldn't be just winning 2 games with 5 behind. You know what I mean? Like, we'd have a better record.
Exactly.
It's simple things. It's simple things that we can do to clean this up. But for whatever reason, we're not willing to do them.
I agree, bro. I feel like the dude looked us in our face in the camera, and he lied to us, bro. Him, Gannon, and Sirianni, y'all both lied to us. What they both say? I don't have it. Well, Gannon said out his mouth, I don't have a scheme. It's looking like he don't got a scheme.
Yeah.
I know that for sure. He don't got a scheme. Everybody out there freestyling. But you lied to us. You said you're going to put players in position to make plays. Fletch unhappy. Rodney McLeod unhappy. Them your 2 leaders right there on your defense. I mean, they played a lot of football in their life. They know when the scheme working and when it's not.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox ain't never been this stagnant on defense. He's not even getting on the other side of the line of scrimmage, bro. He's just getting pushed backwards every play. And he said, Fletcher Cox said it out his own mouth. Man, I've been attacking my whole career. Now you're asking me to sit back and read? That's not me. If you don't got a scheme, let the dudes play football. Fletch, go out there and play ball how you play ball, bro. I mean, you want to take up these 2 big gaps, go ahead. If you want to get up the field, you want to play like how you was with Jim Swartz, go ahead. Go ahead. Everybody else fall in suit. I mean, you and Hargrave, y'all just go up there, y'all just wreck offenses. Bro, I'm like, everybody look at me so mad just watching it, because I'm like, first Nick Sirianni with the Laffy Taffy offense. Jonathan Gannon with this, I don't want to get beat over the top defense. So everybody's sitting back. I'm like, bro, this is not Eagles football.
Well, the
Even
thing is,
with
too,
Doug Peterson, he didn't run the ball a whole lot his last year, but he kept defenses at least thinking you're gonna run the football. Like goddamn, like we literally don't run the football at all. We not a physical team. We not everything
exactly
from
it.
us. And that never been the Philadelphia Eagles. It never been the Philadelphia Eagles.
Look, the only issue I have with Fletch is him coming out of term and saying something, because let's be honest, Fletch, you don't want to react, you don't want to do this, but you're not in a position to say anything. For the past 2 seasons, you've been taking plays off left and right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when he came out and said that, it just shows that he's a spoiled player and he's not getting what he wants. You're getting paid a certain amount of money because, you got restructured. And the reason why he was so quick to restructure is because that restructure locked Fletcher Cox into the Eagles. We can't move him.
Right.
The fact of the matter is we literally cannot move him. That's $22 million in dead money that we're going to have to eat up in 2 years. We can't move him if we wanted to. You know what I mean? So we're stuck with Fletcher Cox. Now, he can't be that type of, complaining here, because his game isn't what it used to be. You're in a position now where you need to take advice and you need to switch your game up. You need to evolve. You can't be that same Fletcher Cox. You don't have that strength. You're not that player. Now your game needs to evolve. If it can evolve, then that means you're intending to do what you've always been doing, and that's not working. What does that mean for us? You know what I mean? If he's that stubborn, that means it doesn't matter who's coming in. He's not going to want to do that. He's not going to want to run their scheme. He's just going to do him, which isn't right. Again, if you're that guy saying that, you're the sack guy, well, then shut up. Listen to what the defensive coordinator is telling you to do, because you never know. That might lead you into another avenue where you're getting your sacks now. You won't be getting double teamed. You don't know. You need to sit back and just get coached and do what they say for now. Now, if it doesn't work, because, I'm not saying for sure if Fletcher has even been doing what Gannon wants, because that could be another issue too. Our coaches can have a certain game plan and our players are just like, nah, fuck that. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going to do me. We don't know what's going on. And, with them talking out of turn the way they are, that could be the issue right there. And that leads us to what we were saying before. This is a locker room that's lost. There's a lot of issues with this team that we don't really know what's going on. We know that whatever's going on isn't working.
I agree, man. Like I said, man, we just need to win, bro. We just, winning, man, cures everything.
Yep.
Winning cures everything. All we need to do is get back in that W column, and we're going to sit here next week, and we're going to bitch and complain about the same thing, but it's going to be coming off a victory. You get me?
Yep.
I'll take that any day. But, yeah, man, I appreciate you for sitting here rocking with me for the rest of the time, because Mitch and Jordy and Jordy, my co-host, how you going to dip on me, man? That's
hey, but
crazy.
he's in there
I
doing
really
it. He got
appreciate you,
college.
Big Dog, for sitting it out with me. I mean, we got through it. Another episode of the Onetre Fighter weekly pick'em. And it might be the Onetre Fighter Vick weekly pick'em. I don't know, man. That might be the new thing, bro. I mean, if you with it, I'm with it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you, tell the folks where they can find you at. We just gonna get up out of here.
Hey, man, y'all know who it is. It's Vick3. You see me in the chat. You see me on Twitter. You catch me on shows all around, doing special guest spots. You'll catch me every Saturday with my guy, Philly Foothills, a.k.a. Eagles Uncensored, every Saturday night, 9 o'clock on East Meets West. You'll catch me on my show, accompanied by Onetre Rock himself and other, Eagles content creators on my show. The Vick3 presents the post-game panel show, again, after every game. And Rock, man, I appreciate you and Jordy wherever you're at right now. My guy's probably sleeping on his second best dream. Appreciate y'all for letting me come through. Yeah, man, like I told you, I'm a late night guy. So if anything happens late night, you get me in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. That's all I play is the night scene, man. So we gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. It's your boy Onetre Rock. Holla at me.
Have a good one, everybody.
Yes, sir.